Welcome to another live episode. Yeah, man, wake up, son. It's Monday afternoon. Let's go. Let's go grab this world by the nuts and make it pay attention, just like you did to James Gunn this morning, Jay Washington. Whoa! That's good. He's already out. Welcome, everyone, to this live episode of Game Time for sure on the Outlaw Nation channel. I am the Outlaw John Rocha. We got ourselves, as I said on Twitter, a banger of an episode. So happy that all these gentlemen could join me today to talk about sports, and we got so much to talk about. The NBA All-Star Game, Blake Griffin essentially turning the Nets into a superstar team, Ben Roethlisberger coming back to the Steelers, Alex Smith getting his walk-in papers. What are we going to do about the situation with the CTE going on with the NFL? So much we're going to get into and talk about as well with all the sports stories going on in the world of entertainment. Joined, as always, by Mr. Jay Washington there. How are you, Jay?
Shouts out to Sotil's Super Master Cleanse, along with all the other liquids I've been drinking for the past 86, 90 hours to clean my system and get my... Hey, bro, I'm out here trying to get this super villain sexy. We're playing. I love it. And joining us again after a few weeks handling his business, the swaggy bird himself, Winston A. Marshall. How are you, Winston?
First of all, Pinky's out. Pinky's out real quick to the Game Time crew. JTE up in these streets handling mother effing business. Oh, I can swear on here. I forgot. Handling his motherfucking business. Ben Goddard in this bitch holding it down for Cowboys fans. I'm back, baby. Glad to be back. You know what it is. And repping that swaggy blurredness all day, every day. Dallas, what's up?
You gave this nigga too long of an introduction.
Wow.
We did all that.
Like, I love it, man. You laid it down.
Motherfucker made a full comeback. Yeah, I want to let y'all know I'm back. This bitch has been a while.
We glad to see you. Bro, wait. You remember the Chappelle show where he was like, yo, it wasn't just racism that was sexist. Like, it's been happening. Like, I got this Nat King Cole. He's like, what's up, y'all, you punk ass bitches? Nat King Cole on this hoe. We make money and get hoes. Like,
you give a shout out to all four corners of the country. JTE, how are you feeling, man? How are things where you're at, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Just ready to talk some NBA. All-Star Game was not as good as the last one, but it was still interesting.
Because it was COVID hangs over everything.
We're definitely going to get into that. JT fresh off whipping me yesterday in an exhibition match with the Finstock Exchange. And over there, Ben Goddard. How are you, Ben? Thanks for joining us. Yeah,
no problem. Thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be back. Always like being here. I want to give a shout out to my uncle, my auntie, back there in San Antonio, Texas.
Do it.
My roots in Paris, France. Can I keep going?
Motherfucker want a sauce of water?
Keep going.
Did he win a sauce of water?
Did he win a source award?
Oh my God.
No. He fucked up. If it was a source award, he would be like, first of all, I gotta thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. For that
Without him ain't nothing possible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
see y'all not clapping. I remember that.
Everybody I want to say to everybody that was on the block supporting me, yo, this is for us.
And then somebody throws a chair, and then all of a sudden the whole fight breaks out.
This is a whole Boondocks episode now.
Well, we got a whole bunch to get into, as I said earlier on, so let's jump into it now. And thank you to everyone who is joining us live. Please remember the StreamLabs Super Chats are open. Please send in your StreamLabs, your donations, your comments. Look at this packed show. Don't tell me you don't have comments or questions for all of us to talk about and have some fun with. So send them in. You see the address above all our heads. You see the address in the description. I'm going to pin it to the chat in just a second, but it's all there, or send in your Super Chat. So let's jump into it. I want to start first with the big move here. Blake Griffin officially confirming that he is going to sign with the Brooklyn Nets, as if the Nets were already struggling to throw all the balls to all the players, all the superstars they got. Now you got Blake Griffin coming here. He's not even going to start. He's coming off the bench.
To make a small ball.
Seriously, Detroit's going to pay him a crap ton of money not to play for them this year and next year, and the Nets look like they're going to benefit from this greatly. JT, you're the NBA nerd here. What is your feelings on this Blake Griffin going to the Nets?
I mean, not surprised. If you're going to go to a team, why not go to a team who has probably the best shot to win the title in the whole league? I think Blake Griffin, after being in Detroit, which unfortunately has been kind of like just a black hole for anything positive in basketball. They got rid of Rose earlier in the season to the Knicks. Blake Griffin wasn't quite fitting in there with what they were trying to do, and he's past his prime. He's had like 8 surgeries. So this, to me, the biggest question coming out of this trade or this signing
Yeah.
is, does he have anything left in the tank? Was he just coasting by in Detroit because he knew he had no shot? He looked depressed. He wasn't engaged at all.
Yeah.
Now you're with this team who has a chance to go to the finals, win the whole thing. If he comes off the bench, he's going to be motivated now. Now, does he have enough left in the tank to actually contribute to this team? Because he's going to take away from Jeff Green. Yeah. His minutes is going to go away. And Jeff Green's been playing really well this season. So it's a big question.
I like to say, if you were in Detroit, you'd be depressed too. Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna mention that, going from Lob City and the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like I am always reminded of Baron Davis, who was throwing Blake Griffin the lobs in the Kia, and then a week later he got traded to the Cavs. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Bro,
that was tough. That was tough. Like, I'm not even like a big Baron Davis fan, but I was like, you were living it up at the All-Star game, throwing lobs in cars, and then now you're on like the 14-80 Cavaliers.
Yeah, well, and it's insane because Blake had signed that deal less than a season into a 5-year, $171 million deal. So this dude has just been getting, pawned off to other teams left and right. Now, all of a sudden, like they say, going from the bottom to the top. Here he is with the Nets with a possibility, Winston, to win a title. He was only averaging about 12.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3.9 assists in 20 games. Not bad numbers, but not superstar numbers for sure. So is this one tinker too many if you're going to move Jeff Green, who's been playing so well, or do you think this was a necessary move for them to really kind of confirm the fact that they're going to take this title?
Here's really what I think of it. I think that there will be things that he'll bring to the game off the bench to give them that extra edge, because a lot of people are talking about you have to have the depth. You can't just be like your starting five can handle business. You need to be able to let your starting five rest and still do damage. To even have a starting five that can go against, or to even have a bench that can go up against another team's starting five.
Right.
Like that, those are the teams that become like lethal. And I think adding Blake is only going to add that. I think what I actually appreciate about this is now you got a bunch of cats in here. You got two that actually have titles already, but now you got two in Blake Griffin and James Harden, but then also throw in there DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
You essentially got all the cats that were like, motherfucker, I should have had a motherfucking ring in this bitch. So they're just all coming together.
And you got a Mon Shumpert sitting down there too.
Right.
It's Shumpert too. So you essentially are like, God, what was the name? It was like the movie The Replacements, except obviously these cats are all playing where they're like, this is our moment for glory, and they all are just coming together like a fucking old school ass Megazord, and they're just like, we're gonna do what we can to get this ring real quick, because I don't think this goes beyond this year. I don't think that the functionality of it, people are getting old, contracts, all sorts of shit. You can hammer this out this year, and then you got to pray for the best next year. So I think this is a move to just get some people some rings.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, the biggest complaint against this team was defense. Does Blake Griffin help you with your defense that well with the injuries he's had? He's shooting from the outside. I don't know. He's a defender.
Look at what you're doing, what everybody's was doing. And I'm saying everybody in general. I'm doing this with everybody in general. Yeah. Everybody acts as if Blake Griffin is being brought in to be an essential key piece. Brooklyn knows why they bringing him in. He is a role player coming off the bench. And guess what? If you're willing to take low money, you know what your role is. You're not tripping on that. Blake Griffin ain't coming in here to be no starter. He ain't coming in to even probably be the sixth.
Bro, you know why he took such low money, right? Because Detroit still got to pay his ass.
Yeah. I mean, that too.
$29 million. Detroit's paying
that too, but at the end of the day, it's like, again, he knows where he's been in the game, but also it goes back to you're in Detroit. Again, Detroit is like a sister city, Chicago, but when you look at a team that doesn't seem to have a chance, you feel like you're stuck in mediocrity. So you want an opportunity. So now, if you feel like you might have something, you might be reinvigorated. You don't know what these other dudes are going to do to instill that in him and push something out of him. Again, but he knows he's not that guy. They didn't bring him in to be, we got Blake Griffin, we got everything covered. You are just adding weapons.
Yep. You know, all the players from the 80s, like Dominique Wilkins and all them, they're crying at Jay's statement that $5.6 million is low money. They didn't even make $5.6 million a year.
I mean, we're talking about, but again, that's what happens with TV contracts and negotiations over. We're getting to the point where the way these contracts in the NBA are, look, a Supermax right now, what was $200 million for Steph or something like that. Pretty soon, a low contract in the NBA will be $10, $15 million. We'll just be like, he got a low contract, and people are like, you got $10 million. That is a low count.
That's why I'm gonna hang on to the Schmodown until it's $5 million a year to play.
Well, nigga, your grades gonna be playing. All right, y'all are coming from the mausoleum, the outlaw John Rocha.
I mean, Rocha's already playing at 2,100 years old. Like, what the fuck you think's gonna stop him from playing in 2,150 years old, bro?
Give me more baby's blood. I'm good to go.
Change your nickname to the Relic.
Ben, talk to me about this though, man. And we haven't heard a peep from Steve Nash. They interviewed Durant and Irving Harden. They don't even talk to Steve Nash. People forget sometimes it's his first year as a coach, and they're handing him so many pieces. It's tough enough to make it work with two superstars. Now you add a third and a fourth that was a superstar. That's a lot to handle for a first-year coach.
It's a lot, and he's definitely going to have a lot of pressure on him. But I think he knows he has time. They have the entirety of the regular season left to go to get their rotations down. And then when playoffs come, NBA rosters basically become 8-man teams, maybe 9-man rotations in a playoff game. So yeah, Blake is going to be part of that 8 to 9 men. So Steve's got his entire regular season to work with lineups, to work with rotations, to work with who's best with who. Do we want KD at the 4 and Blake at the 5 in a rotation with all our superstars? Do we want Blake playing a 4 spot and then just like moving everything around? So they've given Nash enough time to make this work. But yes, the pressure is absolutely mounting on him as a first-year coach to at least get to the finals, because we all know this is all about beating LeBron. It's all about beating LeBron, possibly the Jazz. Like, I mean, let's not forget about how good the Jazz have been playing. True. But this is all to beat the West Coast. So yes, there's immense pressure to get to the finals, and now there's pressure on Milwaukee to do something if they want to keep Giannis.
That's a great point.
Well, he just not that big deal anyway. So it's like, in order for any team to take Giannis, they're gonna have to pick up a lot of money. Because remember, we were talking about
Detroit just did it.
Yeah. But here's the thing: is what team is out here that's gonna sit there and say, if we get Giannis, we know we got this lock that already has the pieces that can afford the money. No team out here can right now. Every team is sitting there like, so we're gonna have to get rid of at least 3 of them to get him.
Well, I wonder, JT, what happens now if they don't make the finals, or God forbid, I'm sorry, if they don't win, or God forbid, even make the finals. What do you do with Blake Griffin at this point? Do you bring him back next year because he's essentially being paid by Detroit anyway, or do you just take a chance with this guy on a flyer? And now Griffin is back on the scrap heap, ending up God knows where.
I mean, we can't really answer that until we see him play with the team. We got to see how he mixes with this. Again, I feel like there's no pressure on Blake Griffin in this scenario.
Really?
He's coming off the bench. I mean, it's all, if he has pressure, it's not going to be from the Nets, or like the people aren't screaming for Blake Griffin of old to show up in Brooklyn. I think everybody knows he's a role player now. He'll come off the bench. And if you have Blake Griffin coming off your bench, that's pretty good over some other guy who's might not be as, who was never an all-star or is just a role player. Like, he brings a certain, I think, swagger to whenever he comes on the floor. It's just, can he dig in and show a little bit of the Blake of old? Because if he does, he could make a big impact off the bench. Like, imagine having Blake Griffin coming off the bench and being just half of what he used to be. That would be a big get for the Brooklyn Nets.
If we get 15 minutes of 2012 Blake, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2012, that's asking a little too much.
I'm just saying, like
15, 16 maybe.
But like, he's got the point guard, though, now to set him up for the moves, and as well as there's no one that's going to be able to like kind of slough off of him to be like, oh, I got to help double. No, you got KD, Durant, and Harden.
We're not talking about a win now. This is literally, they literally haven't said this is win now or else.
What?
Again, I'm gonna tell you why.
Totally win now.
No, because it's Steve Nash's first year coaching.
But what does that have to do with the price?
Because
they're so far into the luxury tax right now.
They can be they'll give him 2 years. I'm not saying they're giving him 3.
Oh no, he's gonna have 2. You mean the team itself?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The team collectively. That's what I'm saying. Collectively, they're gonna give him 2 years. Everybody acting like this move means they got to do it now. They got at least 2 years. We did that because here's the thing. Let's go back to Miami when the Big Three came together. Yeah. And the first year after, the Mavs beat them. Everybody was like, Is this a mistake? Turn around. What happens the next season?
That was just the greatest team of non-superstar.
You can't say Nowitzki's not a non-superstar.
But you get what I'm saying. But you
only one. Jason Kidd wasn't one anymore.
But you get what I'm saying.
Detroit was the best.
But you get what I'm saying though. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying though. When they lost, some people started being like, "Was this a mistake?" Turned around the next couple of years, then all of a sudden it was, "Oh well, damn." So we're gonna have that's the bar now. That's the bar. It's not this out the gate. It's that if they do it in the first year, fine. Again, Toronto did it with Kawhi. Some teams will do it. Some just won't. Let's just be real.
I feel like before Harden, maybe that was the case. Like when it was just Kyrie and KD. But once you bring Harden in, the expectations are finals or bust. Like at least make the finals.
Finals or bust.
Yeah,
maybe
finals
not
or
a ring,
bust.
but finals or bust.
Okay,
sure.
I agree. I mean, you could have a raccoon in a suit on the sideline for your coach, and this team should still be able to make it to the wherever
We've
they
seen
go.
raccoons on the seats.
You say Rocket Raccoon? Is that what you say? Rocket
It could be a ferret. Put a suit on him. That's our coach. With those three guys, you should be making the finals. I don't care who you are,
bro. You can have if we're gonna talk about Rocket Raccoon, put Groot's out there. I am Groot. I am Groot. Just to like get motherfuckers to go play defense.
I like to see I have Groot doing X's and O's on the board. I'd love to see that.
Any one of us on this show could be the coach, and they'd still should make the finals.
That's true. Well, I am too like him. Doesn't have any faces. Nets 2020 would be the Clippers of 2020, knocked out by Milwaukee or Miami in the second round.
That's I don't know. And to be honest with you, that's something I need to be worried about because yes, I know that they're rolling, but like think about how much chemistry that those Clippers had, which we then found out where there was some tumultuous waters there. But think about how solid they were, and they were getting knocked up by teams that weren't considered as talented as them. Look at what Miami fucking did, bro. Miami rolled through Milwaukee. Miami rolled through Philly. Like
Jimmy Buckets got exhausted.
You know what?
He had nothing left for the finals.
He had nothing left in the finals.
Jimmy Buckets is fucking Vegeta's ass talking about like, oh, y'all niggas want to ride on me, huh? All right, bitch. Go fucking fight every single
Jimmy
person.
Butler was around here like Tyrese, like, what more do you want from me? He was
let's swing this back around though, because I mean, listen, Winston, it's no shock to say that you're dealing with some temperamental players this year as a manager. You look at this team with the Nets. You've got Kyrie Irving and the problems he's had. You've got James Harden in the game he played with the Rockets here to get himself to the Nets. And Blake Griffin sometimes can turn off in games, can get moody himself. This is a lot to ask a first-year coach to navigate through this whole situation. KD's not even playing right now, sitting on the side. KD can get moody himself. So you got four, and DeAndre is no slouch hiding away in Dallas like he did. You've got five players who have issues at times being moody on the court. So isn't this a dangerous situation?
The only one that actually bothers me is Kyrie. He's the only one that is suspect whereas was mentioned multiple times earlier in the season, bro, if you are about that protest life or whatever social justice life, whatever you need to do, which commendable, and I'm all about it, then just go handle it. He's the only one that gives me some sort of pause. Everybody else will tell you goddamn what. They want a motherfucking ring. They want one badly. You have a 2-time MVP as your motherfucking coach. Yeah. I think that knowing that this is the best team you're ever gonna get to do this, you shut the fuck up and play. Like you're not bitching about getting the ball. You're not doing all of that. You go. I literally have Kevin Durant. Like if I'm Griffin, I'm like I got Kevin Durant, I got Kyrie, I got James Harden, I got DeAndre. Let's fucking go. The same thing is said for every single one of them. KD knows. Like for him, as good of a player as KD is, he needed the Warriors to get that ring.
Right.
He also knows what it takes. Like in this case, we got the firepower now. Then let's shut up and fucking ball. James Harden just wants a fucking ring. He's gonna shut up and fucking ball. Like I
believe. Laura Ingram. Thank you, Laura Ingram.
No. I didn't say shut up and dribble. Because that's bullshit. I said shut up and ball.
He's
and on top of that,
Leroy Ingram.
On top of that, I didn't say don't talk about political shit. I said Ain't gonna be no, man, I ain't get no playtime. I had to sit there and just fucking, be around and go rah-rah. I don't do
Why
rah,
you
rah.
sound like Shaq at a post-game interview then? Sometimes you gotta go free throw line.
Candace, you gotta feed the big man, Candace. You gotta feed the big man.
And then watch it. Oh, I'm sad we didn't talk about Candace Parker.
We need to talk about Candace Parker.
All right, we can segue into that, but first, Ben, let me ask you a question real quick, and then we'll segue into that. Who do you see on this team that could derail the situation they're in now? You talk about Kyrie, as you mentioned here, but Harden is no slouch in that department either. And you're bringing you're reuniting Harden with his situation there with Irving, their friends. They get together, Durant, all of that. But then you've got Westbrook and Blake Griffin there on the other side. We're with the Clippers, underachieving Clippers. So there's a lot of underachieving players here combined with two title winners. This is an interesting comment. Who do you see could be the problem here?
I don't know if there is going to be a problem, honestly. Okay. Like, I think we had Kyrie sit out. Steve Nash, I think, was the right coach to do it and just be like, you know what? He's going to do what he's going to do. We'll welcome him back when it is. We're going to, I hate to see, we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens when they're down in a 7-game series. Yeah. That's when we're going to find out who's the problem. But for right now, I think they are really coalescing together. Though they know that this is the regular season. Like, I don't even know if they really care what seed they get because, home court advantage isn't really a thing. I don't know if they're going to do a bubble again for the playoffs. I feel like they should. Yeah. But we'll see if they do.
No, NBA going to be vaccinated. Their bogs going to be everywhere.
So that'd be great.
Adam Silver said he wasn't going to enforce it. So I don't know.
He's not going to enforce it. They're going to get it on their own. They don't want to do that no more. They don't want to do that no more.
I hope so. Like, either way, vaccinated bubble, whichever one works for you. But we're gonna see, like, in a 7-game series when the chips are down in the foxhole, we're gonna see who comes out a hero and who starts to turn on people. But regular season, I don't think there's gonna be an issue. They're gonna find the rotations, they're gonna make it work, and they're gonna get the first or second seed.
Jay, doesn't this team strike you as the kind of team, like, if you said something wrong in the press or tried to be your passive aggressive shit, they'd be waiting for you outside? Don't you think that this team kind of radiates that kind of shit where they would stomp a mud hole on you?
No, the only person that scares me is DeAndre. No, DeAndre Jordan look like he'll shoot you.
DeAndre Jordan,
DeAndre Jordan look like he'll shoot you. Like, you could be talking to Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan gonna shoot you. Like, the most Kevin Durant gonna do is not comb his hair, and then we'd be like, who are you really torturing, yourself or your scalp? Then you got James Harden, who gonna definitely have a pregame meal. Kyrie Irving gonna be like, I'm mentally exhausted, I can't do this. Blake Griffin gonna tell jokes some goddamn well. So it's like, you don't know what's gonna happen.
See, I'll disagree with you on that one point. I'm agreeing with you on DeAndre, but I think DeAndre and Blake, with DeAndre's backing, are gonna be the enforcers because they were on the Clippers. They were the most hyped team for year after year after year after year and never did anything. And Blake and DeAndre were like, this is my shot. Y'all are not fucking up my shot.
JT, does this worry you as a Celtics fan? I mean, the Griffin and Jordan, as Ben just said, could actually be the enforcers on the second unit. They don't even have to start. They could be out there messing with Jaylen Brown, messing with people's knees, undercutting people like Bruce Bowen. Don't you see this is this something you should be worried about as a Celtics fan?
No, I mean, the whole league should be worried about Brooklyn, not just the Celtics. I feel like Blake is somebody who's going to be a body. Like, he's going to be somebody you put in front of the hoop against some of these bigger teams, because I think a lot of people would say before this, even DeAndre Jordan, they were kind of a smaller team. They're quick, small. They didn't really have a lot of muscle. DeAndre was really kind of the only person that was like the rim protector. Blake is definitely going to help. Again, he's not the Blake of old. I need to see what kind of it's not even that I need him to have the same skill. I need to see the same energy, the same kind of like diving for balls, actually posting up and trying to protect the lane a little bit. But these guys, listen, this ain't the Detroit Pistons in like 1990. I'm not worried about these. You tap somebody on the shoulder, it's a foul these days. It's not like the old days when Jordan was getting destroyed just trying to go to the hoop. You watch some of those Nick games, like with Larry Johnson, those guys, they murdered people. Yeah. Like literally murdered people when they went to the hoop. That's true. Today's NBA is I can't believe some of the fouls I watch on the games, and I'm just like, really?
I think we all are like that. Like, really?
Yeah. So I'm not worried about like them, cutting dudes' legs under. Like, they'll get suspended these days for stuff like that. That's true. And that means money, and they ain't gonna lose that money.
Connor Pearson Ward says the thing that will stop the Nets is the fact that they have a historically great offense, but they are on pace to be the worst defense in history.
That's not completely true.
Yeah, it's been going up, their defensive numbers.
I think they show up when they need to, and I think when the playoffs start is when we'll really see what they are on defense, because I think they'll turn everything up to 11. I think they're kind of coasting on their offense right now. And when it comes to like clutch time, I think the defense will step up.
All right, fair.
I agree.
I am Two Fly Cam says, come on, one of those big three will have a season-ending injury right before the playoffs, or Harden will get COVID.
Somebody got the police in the door.
Why would you do that?
I hope
like
not.
You're gonna do that while having a Derrick Rose icon on your fucking thing? Like that's the most disrespectful shit. It's even Jay is upset now. But he just realized.
Yeah, let's hope not.
I just want to like turn like Emperor Palpatine. It's ironic.
I will admit, let me hear James Harden call COVID from a club in Brooklyn. I'm be like, let me find out which chick did it. Because, first of all, if she gave him COVID, she got paid first. Like, she was around here, was like, I didn't have no symptoms. But,
it's not a, I don't know. You don't want to wish that on it, but like that has happened before where super teams have gotten together and there's been those injuries. No, they've been those injuries, like the Warriors, right? They got back to that finals against the Raptors and everybody went down with injuries. And so that stuff happens. Yeah.
Durant didn't play last season, his first year with the Nets.
Yeah.
He was out the whole season.
You mess with the gods of any sport. You make it too tip the scales too much in your favor, and stuff happens sometimes. You just never know. We don't wish it, but you just never know. All right, and Mr. Varju says Nets getting along real well. Our defense is on point against the best teams when we need it to be. LeBron not getting 5 months off this time before the playoffs. We winning it all, baby. Guarantee it. Maybe.
LeBron out here. I want to be with my family, make movies and produce movies. I don't want to talk to y'all. Can I just get this over with? I already got to carry the load. AD out. AD out.
LeBron has a much bigger job to handle right now. He has to beat the Monstars in the rematch because apparently Michael is not available. So he ain't got time to worry about no NBA finals.
He's got to save his Instagram followers, guys. He's
Michael around here with a scotch and a cigar and the reddest eyes in history. Like everybody was looking at Michael. I was like, this nigga got jaundice? What's wrong with this?
Also, if you watch the LeBron this season, you could tell he's kind of like he's playing good, but he's taking a lot more shots than he used to. He is not going to the hoop like a bull after a cape. Like he is just kind of letting the game come to him, shooting a lot of threes more than he used to, and he's picking his moments. So hopefully he's just coasting a little bit. And then once the playoffs start, then you get playoff LeBron, and you're in trouble.
He's trying to wait. He's trying to save himself so he can at least play 1 year with Bronny. He is trying to save his. He only wants to play a year with his son. He is trying to save his body as much as he can to get 1 year out of it. And he like, you motherfucker, keep hitting me.
But even that, I'm curious how that all plays out. I'm sure Bronny will make a full recovery, but he took that really bad knee injury last week. So that's also, I hope that doesn't affect the game plan. Like, I still think Bronny will make the league. He's showing that he's got the talent to do so. But as far as the timetable, if that slows him down a year or something, who knows?
Well, I mean, the same thing happened to Jordan, right? He started moving further and further out as he got older and stopped driving to the rim as much. So it stands to reason that LeBron would do the same thing. He didn't retire for a couple of years or retire early. He kept playing through. So naturally his game's going to adjust as it goes along. And goddamn, how many years he's played in the league. It's incredible. I have added some more. He said, any of you think Tiger plays again with those War Machine bionic legs from the Avengers? Nike has the money. Great show, by the way.
Oh my God.
Y'all let the man have a day in the hospital?
Again, you come at this with a Derrick Rose fucking profile picture. What is wrong with you?
Has this man ever heard of karma? Like, is this as I am Two Fly Cam? Like, what kind of Harry Potter protection hex do you have over yourself that you are just slinging these things?
Come back talking about some Tony Stank.
I was gonna say it, Jay.
What are the rules? Are you allowed to play with no legs in the like? Is there like?
Hold on, Tiger's approaching the green.
Nope. I am officially back off of game time. It was good to see y'all for about 29 minutes. Y'all have a blessed fucking day.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, there was something about this on ESPN. There was a guy who had lost his legs and he was competing in like triathlons, like he was doing running.
Yeah, then he shot his girlfriend in the face.
No, that's a different guy. I remember the guy.
I do remember it was a long time ago. Like 60 Minutes did like an article about like a PGA player who either had like a limp or something like that, and the PGA would not let him use it wouldn't let him use a golf cart. So yeah. It might have changed by now. This is a long time ago, but I remember like he was like the only thing I need.
Get on the good foot. Hey, get on the good foot.
Well, Tiger Woods starring in My Left Foot coming out in
Whoa! Y'all are so fucking.
Come on, Tiger. Come on, Tiger. To the left now.
So fucking
to the right.
Y'all
Take it back now, y'all. One hop, Tiger. Nope. One hop, Tiger. Nope.
Oh my god!
Let me lean on my good leg.
That's a good one. Yeah,
this is terrible, man. Especially because now they've started bringing up the word Ambien around Tiger over the last day or so. So
hey,
he keeps saying, "I don't remember driving."
Hey, we could have a Rookie of the Year situation here. He
have angels carrying his legs.
They came back together stronger than ever, and he's just.
You say Tiger gonna have angels carrying his legs on the
No, that's Angels in Outfield, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. The doctor's looking at Tiger like, have you heard of the ship Theseus?
If we take the legs and put new legs on the Tiger, it's still the same Tiger.
Is it still Tiger?
Tiger.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh,
terrible.
Lord.
Terrible.
Oh, y'all are so terrible.
Y'all.
Y'all are so terrible.
Jay, you're in this.
Y'all are so terrible. I am.
You're in the boat, Jay.
No, I am not, sir. I know.
Eric's like that. Jay's like that Eric Andre meme shooting. Why would you say this about Tiger?
I can see
I can't even be a part of this. I can't even.
Come on, fam.
I can't even be a part of this. I'd have to hide my face.
Fam.
I'm not. I can't do it.
I
like this. Forrest Gump. You go.
Oh my god!
You got magic legs, Tiger.
Oh man!
He got the lieutenant dance.
No.
Terrible.
No.
Tiger got the lieutenant dance.
It's your fault.
Tiger got them lieutenant dance. Lieutenant dance, you got brand new legs. Tiger on golf course. Look at him. He got those titanium legs. Oh my god, lieutenant dance.
Oh my god. Can't.
All right. Well, let's.
I have to hide my identity. I fucking can't, bro.
Oh boy! All right, let's segue into what Ben was talking about earlier here. As he runs off screen.
I didn't sweat through my champion shirt, Lord.
Let's take a listen. Let's take a watch of this Candace Parker situation. This happened over a few days ago here, but we got to definitely talk about it.
Oh my god! Everyone's
I just gotta hide your identity, bro. Oh no! Oh, he's going to get his too.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh,
he's gonna come back with a Bane mask. Watch.
What's back with that Bane mask?
Wait, what's the Candace Parker thing? I might have missed this.
Yeah. Let's take a look at here. I'm gonna share the screen and get it going here and see what you all think about it, and then we'll react to it. Yeah, she did. She really did say something. That's for sure.
Yeah. I feel like I might have seen it as I watched it.
All right. Let's see here. Let me bring it up and get her to speak. There we go.
I switch at the point of pick and roll, but I do think that Jokic, like the NBA switches now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
why? Whatever happened?
Because everybody can shoot threes.
Whatever happened to man up?
Because you're going to be manning up, trying to recover back to your man, and they're going to hit a three just like Jokic did.
Yeah, but what about the pre-rotating? And
then they move the ball around. And
you got 4 to 5 3-point shooters on the court. You ain't going to rotate enough time.
I'm not rotating.
Yeah, but you got to take that easy pass away. You gotta take these.
Now you have guys that can throw the ball from one side of the court and find the guy in rhythm.
Sure.
And then you can get the ball. That's what I'm saying. Now you have guys that can throw the ball from one side of the court and find the guy in rhythm.
But that one, that
Like, look at her face. She's trying so hard to be patient.
so far back, like
She's
Shaq used to
shocked.
be all the-
So wait,
all
what
the
happens
And
here?
we won a championship.
But here you go. Just throwing a shot at you, big fella. I love you.
No, but then we won a championship.
We did.
Thank you.
Because you started getting up on the screen.
Okay.
That's basically it. She's just saying, she's essentially explaining the rules of modern basketball to Shaq
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
moment. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Shaq looks 1,000%. Like, that's embarrassing right there because she schooled the shit out of him.
She really
Yeah.
did.
Because like that, what he's talking about is old ball, which
Yeah.
is fine. That's not how the game works no more. Fucking Giannis and fucking Anthony Davis drain threes all fucking day. Even Blake Griffin has a decent fucking three-point
Jokic,
shot.
like the biggest big man in the league, can shoot threes now. Like,
Just because Shaq's ass couldn't fucking hit a free throw to save his life, bro, and that's how it worked.
I don't need Curtis Clark to try to tell me what to do.
I mean, yeah, Embiid shoots threes.
Yeah, it's mind blowing because I'm just like watching it, and it seemed like he had one of those old man moments where he's just like, well, what about, as if he forgot he's been watching 20 years of basketball progressing away from what they did when he was playing in the NBA. And over the last 10 years, you've seen it become.
He does that every night. He does that every night.
It's
He'll
crazy.
always tell all the young players, he'd be like, so, back in the day when I was playing, they'd be like, you're not playing though.
yeah.
Poor Wade had to save him a little bit, go throw him a bone, be like,
And-
oh, again, we won a championship, big fella.
Exactly. He's like, I love you, big fella. And like, you can see Candace, she's like, I'm gonna look away. Like you can see her body language that if it was any of us, she would have just like been like, sit down,
Right.
and shut up.
Right.
I don't
Shaq,
understand.
he's a Hall of Famer.
That's a chick from Chicago. She is not gonna play with y'all.
That's what I was gonna say. You saw the look on her face. She was like, "Am I about to call this nigga a nigga on national?"
That's Chicago. That's that Chicago Candace right there.
like the look in her eyes, because she like, can you pull it back up real quick, Rogan? I'll show you exactly what it is. Because they cut to her and she's like,
Oh, yeah, hold on.
She like looks at Wade and the other guy like, can I? Someone stop me.
She's like, am I gonna lose my job for cussing his ass out?
She's trying to be respectful of her elders, and then she can't hold it in no more.
Yeah,
man.
I'm getting a headache too.
Can't breathe.
Yeah, take that thing off.
"Oh, Jay, we know because when you were waiting with the camera off, we just heard." I was like, "Bro, it's definitely put on the." There's an exact. It was essentially what that freeze frame was. There's that exact a little bit past it.
Yeah.
A little. It's close to there, but a little past that.
Look at the
That's
disbelief.
that face. That's that first face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looking down
And
thing is
she,
like,
she looks down. She's like, don't make me stop talking. Stop talking.
Stop talking. You better stop talking, Shaq. You better stop talking. She had this look with
Right.
that
Her
smile.
smile is
That
great.
smile's right there.
Right. Hold on. Wait for it.
Like, if you ain't gonna switch,
The pause.
So that's what I'm
But
saying.
now you have guys that can throw the ball from one side of the court and find the guy in rhythm.
Like right there. Right there. Like, nigga, are you serious? Are you fucking serious
Are you
right now?
fucking serious?
Are you embarrassing me on national fucking television?
No, it's not even are you embarrassing. It's are you trying to embarrass me on that?
Yeah.
It's are you trying to?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
That's it.
It's International Women's Day, and I think every woman knows that moment when the old man's trying to tell them what the fuck is up, and they're
And every-
you gonna
and
make me
every-
call you out?
And every dude who knows better is like,
Bro. She literally hit. That's literally the international face for. Are you trying to mansplain something, when motherfucker? I fucking know what I'm
no.
talking
Let me
about.
tell you something. Again, that's a Chicago chick. The word mansplaining coming out of her mouth.
Oh.
That's that. Nigga, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what that face is. That's that. Do you know who I am? That's
She
that.
just
Do you
drop
know
her
who I
rings
am?
on the table. She just drop her rings on the table.
And it goes back to like him trying to explain it to her, but it's also like it's such a common knowledge thing that everyone can shoot threes nowadays. Like I think I don't know if she's like, I don't want to speak for her. I don't think she feels disrespected. She's confused. She's like,
Yeah.
You should know. You watch this for a living and talk about it for $30 million a year.
Yeah.
You are the most popular person on television with Charles, and I need to
With
explain that. With
I'm
that
trying to
people
earn.
rotate the ball because everyone can shoot now. Like I got it. This has been like 5-6 years has been going on now.
That's true. That's true. So hold on. We wish Shaq well and hope the burns heal. Shamir Kelly said, the way a healthy Steph Curry was shooting yesterday, how good can the Warriors be again when Klay Thompson comes back?
We talk about this mug losing his mind at the 3-point contest.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
He misses the Steph's round. This mug misses the first two. Everybody was like, well, he's probably going to. Steph was like, my bad. Let me show you who the fuck I am. All of them was just like, swap. It was like
the fact that he hit I don't know how much the Mountain Dew ball was worth, but the fact that he hit the Mountain Dew ball and then his money rack with the last one literally did one of those and then bopped back out. So he essentially hit 6 in a row in that motherfucker. You're just like, oh, what?
Because it was just like everybody was like, well, Steph Curry's up and this should be a sight to see. Because he was like, because they were like, he needs, because I was listening on the radio, it was like, he needs more than 22. And then I started watching the video. And so Steph was like, all right, let me go and shoot this first one. Okay, it seems a little off. Second one. Okay, you guys ready? He kind of did what Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs was doing to people all season before last. In the regular season, they was like, so we down like by 30. Patrick was like, y'all ready to play? All right, let's do this. Swap. I was like, ooh.
It's incredible, man. Poor
Conley. Shout out to Mike Conley for making him hit that final ball, though, because we all know Steph can do that. Mike Conley coming out of Utah, quietly having a really good year.
Yeah,
he needed to, though.
Yeah,
he's had to have it, though.
But he's his 14th year in the league, and Conley, like, he was so excited to finally be a part of All-Star weekday, All-Star Day, to be a part of it all. It's just, you saw him bring it. He wanted to show his best in the only opportunity he's probably going to have to be at that game. So shout out to them, and certainly Steph Curry. One more from Affy Futurism. Tiger about to be like Marianne Cotillard from Rust and Bones. Oh, hell no, dude. For those international people getting that joke there who watched that.
You see how that was like, you tried and it would have worked if all 5 of us would have got it, like Tiger having Forrest Gump legs. Everybody was just like, oh.
I had to go see that movie for schmoes and for a press thing. So I know I got the joke, but like I knew I wasn't sure what else was gonna get.
It was like it was one of those one of the Bart Simpson with the cake. At least you tried.
In that movie, Marion Cotillard loses her legs. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Gentleman Scientist said, did you talk about Lola Bunny yet? Apparently people are talking.
Can we talk about it? Here's the thing.
If you want to. I don't think it's a big deal.
All right, I'm going to tell you what. I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm saying that motherfuckers is mad because they went from making Lola a bad bitch to a chick that worked at Starbucks in Silver Lake. Like, Lola looked like she got tattoos and will tell you about your fortune and feminism at the same time. Like, some people was just mad the way they redesigned her, but they said they wanted to redesign her for this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
right.
But don't give me now. If you decide to redo Who Framed Roger Rabbit and you touch Jessica Rabbit, I'm out here with torches and pitchforks.
Wow.
I swear to God.
Okay.
Because the whole purpose of Jessica Rabbit was she was supposed to be so bad as a cartoon that you were like, how does Roger get her? If you make Jessica Rabbit around this motherfucker look like Pink in the beginning of her album phases, we have problems. If you make you be trying to do it her as like Brie Larson now. We don't want to see that. Like it's but I get
Brie Larson. What's wrong with Brie Larson?
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Get out of here.
But no, but all it makes no sense. I think people get mad about changing cards because the whole thing of don't touch classics, but also at the same time you have to reinvigorate them for the newer generation.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the redesign.
That's not the
old one. Sorry, that's the old one.
That's the old one with her
newer
jersey.
Yeah, she's very sexualized here.
That's
obviously.
what they wanted to. Yeah.
And now let's see what she looks like now. Is much.
But that was.
But also
that was the point.
John, don't be scrolling with this.
I know you're right. You're right.
Don't know what people are gonna put on Twitter.
Great point there, buddy. Great point.
But also, but that was the point. But that was the point of. That was kind of the point of Lola too. The point of Lola was she was a sexy tune, but she could ball better than damn near everybody on the team. That was the point of Lola in the original.
Damn near everybody. She balled better than everybody.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. She did ball better.
There's only two people.
No, let's just say, damn near she did ball better than Michael Jordan.
There's two people that she didn't ball better than, and let's just call it what it is. Michael Jordan, obviously, and Bill Murray, because Bill Murray came in here and did things that we didn't know that Bill Murray could fucking do. But otherwise, she was
You mean Bill Murray's stunt double came in and did things?
Yeah.
All Bill Murray did was just like, whoopsie.
I think this is it. Is this it? This is correct.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
That's the new Lola Bunny.
Okay.
No, that's
All
the
right.
old one. That's the old one.
No,
Old
that's
one's
the
on the left, old one's on the left, new one's on the right.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Correct.
Yeah.
She
I
still
don't
has
see the
hips.
problem. I don't see the problem.
She still
She's-
got hips. What we
she's
talking
a
about?
model.
hips.
Well,
She
it-
just,
well-
it's not as sexual as that's all. She
Well,
doesn't
it
have
just,
crop
and also
top.
it don't look like she got hips. Like she had to have a leg cocked
Yeah.
up, like most pictures. Like she got to be like this.
It's more of a crock top now.
And that's
She
it.
got
I
rid
think
of
the
that.
first picture you pulled up, John, is like fan art. It wasn't
Yeah.
like what Lola
Oh,
Bunny
come
was
on.
wearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, over the last 20 years, people made the horniest, thirstiest
I
Lola
had
Bunny
no idea.
ever.
Had no
And
idea.
so, like, yeah, like they didn't tune it down like that much, but it's
Yeah.
you've been seeing
Yeah.
all the hentai out there of Lola Bunny, not Space Jam Lola Bunny, you dirty bastards.
I mean, you were the dirty one. Went straight to hentai bin. Want to tell us
Yeah.
what's in your collection?
I've seen Rogue One; it's there too.
I
Fair
thought
enough.
hentai was a hotel. What are we talking about?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you don't know, you don't know. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Next
okay.
story. Let's do
All right,
next
let's
topic.
move on. Yeah, let's move on. All right, let's we'll get back. We'll circle back to your Streamlabs and Super Chats. Keep sending them in. You saw we were laughing about them, so please send them in. Let's have some fun. All right, let's move on to the NBA All-Star Game that happened yesterday. Normally, I don't really care much about the All-Star Game, just a chance for people to show up. But there was a lot of controversy around this game. LeBron saying we shouldn't even have Kawhi Leonard. A couple other people, other superstars, said they didn't even want to be a part of it, but they eventually all came together and did it. And then we had the controversy around Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons getting themselves contact trace removed from the All-Star game themselves because they went to a barber in Atlanta.
Dan Barber.
Jay, you said something about this to me, I think, and you were like, oh, this is why you don't have the All-Star game in Atlanta. I think you said it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was like, because Atlanta was already the mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms, all of them was like, do not come here. Which
Yeah.
I mean, you can say it all you want, people were gonna go. And the fact that they didn't have to let everybody in the arena, there are events. This is Atlanta. You gonna have all this happen.
Yeah.
You running a real major risk. Again, you got some players who are like, all right, cool, I'm gonna respect the game. But then you got some people that's just gonna be reckless out in these streets.
Yeah.
So we'll see in about 6 days if they talk about some, such and such can't play. Why? COVID protocols?
Yeah, and this is the thing. But during the game, though, Giannis got himself the MVP for the game, went 16 of 16, which is the first time anyone's gone perfect to that level in an All-Star game since 1968. 1968. How
I mean,
great.
a lot of his dunks was uncontested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not impressed. Not
I
impressed.
mean, it wasn't like
Hey,
he
he
was sitting up
banked
there.
a three. He banked a three in
He
there.
banked 2 threes, I think. Yeah, but
But
still.
still, it's like you ain't do. It ain't like Giannis was around here
Yeah.
sitting there driving through people going, "Ugh," and
Yeah.
Fair
So
point.
everybody said it should have went to Dame. People were saying it should have went to Dame
Yeah, a
or
lot of people.
Steph. Or Steph.
or Steph.
What'd you take from this, JT? You saw this game? Did you? I mean, or you watched some of this game? Did
Yeah.
What do you feel coming out of this? Because Giannis now he is leading any scorer that has been in the All-Star game at least 5 times. Giannis is leading them all average-wise, 28.8 points per those games.
Well, first of all, the only guy that probably could have checked him was Embiid, and he wasn't there.
That's true.
So second Embiid was out. He was like, the lanes are open. I could basically launch and dunk this ball whenever I want. No one's playing defense. So I wasn't really that impressed with the 16 for 16. He got lucky by banking some threes, or else that would have been broken. So yeah, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't that impressed by that. I would have gave it to Steph or even Dame probably. But overall, I was excited for the game because last year the game was really good. I like the rule where like the fourth quarter starts. You have to get to a certain number. There's no clock.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to the, they average the scores. And last night it was 170.
Yeah.
Whoever got to 170 first. That worked really well when it was close.
Yeah.
But they had like a 25-point lead going into the fourth because they blew them out. I think it was in the second quarter. They just destroyed them.
Yeah.
So they need to figure out a way to, if in the future that happens, maybe don't count all the scores.
Yeah.
And maybe the fourth quarter is just first team to 30 or something. Like, don't let those 3 previous count because they're playing for each quarter ends. Whatever team wins, that money goes to that charity.
Right.
So let each quarter end, and then let the fourth quarter be 0-0. First to how many points? Because it worked last year. This year it just didn't work because they got destroyed in one quarter, and it changed the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Winston talked about I think I think Winston was mentioning how LeBron's not playing as hard as he did the year before, as in years before. He's taking this time, but James only had 13 points in this game.
He had 4 points. He had 13.
I'm sorry, he had 4 points. He had 13. Sorry about that.
He didn't play the fourth quarter.
He played. I got 4 points in 13 minutes. That's it. And it's the lowest number he's ever had in 16 All-Star appearances. So is this another symptom of him being is this his way of rebelling against even having the game and also conserving himself?
I think it's fair because Durant did get to play, and they were the two captains. So I think in some ways by him just kind of taking himself out for basically the second half, I think it kind of made it a little bit more interesting and even because there's no Durant.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. LeBron said that they needed the week to rest, and them all traveling to one city during COVID. It's just unrealistic. And I'm all about the charity, but if NBA has the money to just donate to charity, they can just donate to charity.
Great point. Yep.
Or do a virtual game of horse or something like that. They can do something innovative during this time. Yeah. And I'm with JTE. Make the first do a first 2 quarters where you have 2 quarters, the winning East-West, the LeBron, Durant, whatever the teams are nowadays, gets the money. We're going to play 1 quarter, they get the money who won. They second quarter, they get the money. And then the third quarter, it's not a quarter, it's just game 25.
Yeah.
And we saw last year, they played hard as hell in that fourth quarter. They it was a game of LA Fitness. People were calling their own foul. People were tripping. It was a shame that ended on a free throw, and everyone was mad about that. But they wanted that win bad, and you just saw it, and it just felt like COVID effects. And obviously, no one could help it, but it just shouldn't have happened this year, and it's really unfortunate.
It's the only major league that had an all-star game.
But I think that would be
NHL did it too, didn't they?
Well, like I said, I stand by my statement.
Go ahead. It's still our major league, brother. I mean, some people hockey rocks.
Sorry.
I just that you were going to make that statement. I don't need a bunch of Canadians threatening my life because John Rocha can't keep his mouth. Look, so here's
you need to be worried about Tiger Woods fans coming for all of us.
Why do you think I have the Batman mask on? Why do you think I ever get, you stupid son of a bitch? Anyway, so
they all got to walk this way. Listen, go ahead.
Look, other than LeBron being much older, obviously, and trying to preserve himself, he made it clear how pissed off he was about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I think that with everything that happened, you had a shortened off season because of how this played out. You have the fact that it wasn't safe to put them all in one city like that. That was fucking stupid as shit. Unless you're telling me that all of the NBA is already vaccinated, they somehow got on the essential workers train and they all got vaccinated. That was a stupid fucking idea. Yeah. So I don't blame LeBron for being nah, I'm good. 13, I played because there was an all-star game and I'm out. I don't need to do this.
I'll say this though, the NBA did prove with the playoffs last year that they could pull off something like this and not have any issue of COVID. There was no COVID issues during the bubble.
But part of that was because they came in and quarantined for 2 weeks.
They quarantined for 2 weeks and they stayed there.
But did they not? But the reason why Embiid and Simmons were considered out for the game and no other all-star was considered out because they weren't having contact with each other. They still kept them quarantined and separated. Imagine if they were all hanging out in Atlanta this week. We would have had an all-star game because Embiid and Simmons.
But I mean, they're all bumping and sweating into it.
During the game, but I'm talking about they basically found out that Embiid and Simmons were in contact with somebody. Yeah. And they immediately were like,
so they was running a train on somebody, and they was like, "Yo, you 2 niggas got to stay home."
But I'm just saying, they basically didn't have contact with any of those other all-stars. They took care of it.
We've had so many close calls, like the Chiefs barber, Think if Patrick Mahomes would not have been able to play in the Super Bowl. Now think if they hadn't caught Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, or heaven forbid, someone else has, is asymptomatic. Every one of your stars in your league is out for 2 weeks. You are making no money.
Right.
It was just
Like,
it was a bad look.
No, I think people actually. Here's the fucking thing. It's messed up. Hypothetically, all of the stars of the league are out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think people are going to watch. People like to watch a
The
train
shit
wreck.
show?
People want to see a shit show.
I
say that, but then all the replacement referees, we got one
Yeah.
weekend where everyone's like, "Oh, let's see what happens," and then the touch reception happened. And everyone's like, "Fuck this, we're
Yeah,
done."
it's
Like
not
Jay, I would counter you and say the first night of games, everybody be like, I gotta see this, and then when it is a complete
Oh yeah, the first night. Yeah, the first
65 to
That's
60
it.
final score. No one's gonna want it.
I mean, I think we can agree the NBA has been the best when it comes to COVID. Like they were the first sport to be like, we're closing everything down.
Yes.
So I feel like if they were confident they could pull off the NBA All-Star game, I feel like their track record with the bubble, the first to shut down, the testing, I was like, if anybody could do it, it's the NBA. And they
Well,
did it.
also they also had the first player to be a dumbass, Rudy Gobert, to be like,
Yeah.
I got
to
to
play.
Rudy Gobert being in a fucking All-Star game. Like,
We learned from that. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, JT, about I hear what you're saying about we should give the NBA a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because of what they've done compared to other sports and like keeping it under wraps. I think the only big difference here, though, is again, we're not talking about a situation where we're moving a team here and there to do stuff. You're literally talking about your 20 top earners in the NBA all in one particular situation where all it takes is one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at least with that situation, that was a full-blown bubble.
Yeah.
Versus now you are flying in all these individual players that have been kept to these minimum situations. And all it takes is fucking, Chris Paul's like, fuck, I want to see some titties. And he goes to Magic City. He got some wins. He saw some titties. He comes back. And now all of a sudden, boom, and it's over, you know?
Yeah.
You don't put that on. First of all, don't put that shit on Magic City like that. Don't you sit there. No, hold on. Don't you sit there and disenfranchise an institution such as Magic City. How dare you besmirch the name of Magic City, you filthy heathen.
But this has nothing to do specifically with Magic City. It's that I don't trust the niggas that be going to Magic City they would bring COVID up in that motherfucker.
Jay's up in here like that senator in The Godfather defending Michael Corleone. Holy shit, man. They bought May juice on.
Wait a minute. What did I say about Derrick Rose now? I didn't say shit about Derrick Rose. I said Chris Paul.
Magic City, that's the LA house where it's like they do magic tricks, but you have to know somebody to get inside, right?
That's Magic Castle.
Magic Castle, yeah.
No, Magic City.
Wait. What magic show are you going to that you'd be showing titties, JTE? That's what I want to know. Because Winston said that like 3 times.
Really? Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
Like 3 times.
Hey, there's magic shows that incorporate nudity.
Blouse disappear.
There are, back in the old days, there were magic shows that incorporated nudity. Yeah. It's called sleight of hand and sleight. You have to.
That's called sexual harassment. Sleight of hand. Anyway,
think about it.
Magic.
Hold on. Is that what you tell HRJT? It's called sleight of hand. Listen, come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, come to Magic Castle. You might be amazed and titties.
If a girl's topless, you're not going to see what he's doing with his hands, and all of a sudden you're like, where'd the bird go? What the hell?
When you realize it's International Women's Day,
that's what I'm saying. Let's stop. We gotta stop. We're gonna get in trouble here.
All right, out of there.
Matthew Cassidy said,
"Yeah, we're gonna go and keep this Kevin Hart up here real quick because we got a show to do tomorrow. We want to keep people to come to that show." So
yeah, well, thanks for ruining mine. Matthew Cassidy said, "CP3 alley-oop reception from Steph. #Youngblood." No, I respect
that. Was great.
Sure.
That was great. The 2 point guards throwing it to each other.
Yep,
that was dope.
I like that as well. Let's see. We got another one.
Come on, man. Hey, man, you got to see what Chris Lee just said in the chat.
I will. I'll get to it. Daniel Joyner. When he pays, I'll see what he says in the chat. Daniel Joyner says it was for historically black colleges, universities, and showing them recognition for their contributions. Give historically black colleges, universities some love.
You can say HBC. You can say HBCUs. You just you said it out the first time. You ain't got to
I'm from the old school where you say the whole thing out. I remember it.
Slick back. Is that what you just
It's like a trap West.
Florida man. Me and my alligator. Anyway, yeah. So And on that, Danielle, and thanks for pointing that out. On that, Team LeBron, with its victory, donated more than $1 million to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund, or as Jay likes to call it, the TMCF, while Team Durant donated $500,000 to the United Negro College Fund, or as Jay likes to call it, the UNCF.
No, you say the United Negro College.
All right, one of these. That one you say. Okay.
You say United Negro College Fund with pride. I want to hear. Matter of fact, JT, can you say it for me with some more pride?
I ain't doing anything. That's all I know.
That's a trap. That's a trap. That laugh. Yo, that was amazing. He goes, yo, JT, can you say that for me? He said,
no, I cannot.
Now let me clear my throat.
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh. How you do my boy wrong like that? Jay, how you do my boy wrong like that? That's not cool. Watch it. I think it's JT's turn to turn the camera.
I don't know how. I would have by a long time ago.
It's that button at the bottom that says stop cam, bro. Just click that real quick and it'll take your picture away.
JT defended the belt 9 times. He's gonna have to defend himself a few times after this.
My last word would be magic titties.
Oh. I'm in so much trouble. Nope.
All right, let's keep it going.
This is my fault. This is my I brought too many. This is like bringing the Nets together. I feel like that.
This is what the Brooklyn Nets are going to be like the rest of the year.
Yeah,
the Roke out here trying to be the Kevin Durant of the situation, and everybody else just on some more bullshit.
Oh my god!
No,
we're like the Nets with Russell that were just like doing the dances on the side.
Hold on, I gotta ask what disrespect I brought because I love me some fucking Derrick Rose. I'm saying for someone that is talking a lot about other people's legs, you certainly came up here with a profile picture of Derrick Rose. I'm just saying. I'm saying that, like, first of all, I guess the hit dog will holler, but look at the pot calling the kettle black, bro. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, maybe don't talk about other people's leg injuries with that profile picture.
That's a fair point. Chris Lee said, "Cadabra to your clothes." Ooh. All right.
Which is he going for the abracadabra or the Vada Kedavras and like I kill your clothes? Like I'm just trying to. I don't know which way he's going with.
Either way, they're gone, Winston. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way, they're going. Either way.
All right. Let's see. Eric donated here. Eric said MVP should have been Steph or Dame like Shaq.
Yeah.
Oh, it should have been Steph and Dame like Shaq and Kobe in 2000.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about them and the crazy long-range shooting. No one was talking about Giannis. LeBron was like, you kids play. My neck and back hurts. Good show, guys. Yeah, fair.
I would have been good with that dual MVP because they were just like one up in each other with how far they can make threes. And especially Dame hitting the half-court game winner.
Yeah.
Come on.
That was nuts.
He was just like, la, 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 la.
Yeah. A serious question to all you guys.
Yeah.
If you could have one player right now, would you have Steph or would you take Dame?
Dame.
Steph.
I take
He's
Steph.
I take Steph.
Yeah.
Really?
Because here's the thing though. It's like it's scary with Steph. This is why I say Steph. I mean, this is why I say Dame. Because with Steph, it's scary because he's been having those. Well, you expect Steph to be on, and then he have that completely off night. Dame has been relatively consistent all through, and just not getting his props. You get what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting Steph, but it's like you put so much pressure on Steph Curry, and then sometimes he turned up like, well, Steph didn't have a a good night. But Dame is out here being productive night in, night out. Like, y'all gonna put some respect on my name.
So I think that's go ahead, Winston.
I was just gonna say the reason why I take Steph though, and I get what you're saying, Jay, is that I mean Dame is well on his way to working towards it, but like Steph, literally back-to-back MVP, the first unanimous MVP, knows what it takes to actually win a championship because Dame hasn't been able to get over the hump and do it.
True,
like there's something that I give to the accolades and the experience of actually having been there.
Yeah,
that's why.
I mean, but at the same time, the team there are two different. Look at the monster team Steph has played with.
That's what I'm saying. They built a better team around.
They built a better team around
Steph. But Steph still twice, 2 years in a row, was the NBA MVP and
this nigga dropped 9 million 3-pointers.
But that's my point, though.
Is that he literally reinvented the game? Like
don't forget the injuries too. Steph's got a lot of injuries.
The
Whereas
ankles
Dame
and
is still pretty healthy. He's never had anything major.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like wong answer here.
Yeah,
Like,
there
it's
is.
like, it's not like you're settling
Yeah.
or something, but like I'm with Winston. Like you get the playoff experience, you get the MVPs, and you get the man that literally was at the forefront of the current
Reinvent
MVP
basketball.
of the current NBA. Like
Not if you talk to Shaq. And here's a little love for Damian Lillard as well, Jane. You're right to point out that he deserves a little more. As the kids are saying now, put a little more flowers or give him his flowers. Over the course of his career, Lillard has hit 29 game-tying or game-winning shots with
clutch.
under 20 seconds to play, which is the most in the league since he entered it in 2012. So this season, he's shooting 63% from the field, 58% from three, and 100% from the free throw line. And if you dig a little deeper, you'll find that when the Blazers are losing or tied inside the final 5 minutes of a game within 5 points, Lillard is shooting 70% from the field and 69% from
Dame
3-point
time, that whole Dame time. I'm telling y'all.
Yep.
I
And-
get it. My only thing that I will give G. Smith that said it.
Yeah.
Steph is gonna make it so it's not close enough to be clutch. He's like he's gonna put the game in a situation like the reason why we only saw so many Steph Curry game winners or things like that is because Steph and the Warriors didn't allow it to get to that place. They would literally do kind of okay in the first half, and then third quarter turns on, and they just obliterate teams.
Yeah, but Damian has never had a team like Seth has had. I mean, he's never had anything close.
Well, Seth has been with Dame.
Durant, Clay.
Well, Steph has been with Dame. Steph has been with because a lot of people forget that Seth Curry is playing with Dame Lillard, and Steph Curry is out here with Klay Thompson with no knees, Draymond Green and his aggression.
His backpack.
And his backpack.
The Bible said give them their flowers, so suck my balls. All right, let's move on to the next
what verse is that? Give them their flowers, so suck my balls.
Colossians 2:6-7. All right, here we
That's
go.
Revelations. That's the final chapter of Revelation.
Oh boy.
And the 4 horsemen rode
Suck my balls.
Man, I was trying to come up with something quick with Exodus. I was like Tidius chapter 1, verse 5 or something, but I just couldn't get there. I couldn't get there.
I shouldn't have put Lola Bunny.
It's Latidius instead of Leviticus.
This is my fault for putting Lola Bunny on the screen. All right. King Nirvana 24 says, hi. Says hi next year.
Leviticus.
No. That's right. Rocha 316. That's it.
Rocha 316. There you go.
This is suck my balls. Oh man. Anyway, all right.
Sweating so bad in this video.
King Nirvana 24 says, hi, next year the NBA All-Star will be in Cleveland, and also the NBA 75th anniversary will be there as well. Do you think they will do a 75 greatest players of all time ceremony? Do you want to keep the 50 and add 25 more, or restructure the whole 75? Well,
I think they'll add a bunch of collective crack pipes because it's Cleveland.
Damn. Why are you taking the shots at the city? Why are you taking shots at the city?
You're not going to do this again. You did this all of Thursday night. I need you to grow up. Stop taking shots at Cleveland.
Nigga. It's coming from the nigga who had shots at Oklahoma City for months.
I did that one time. I did that one time. Y'all kept bringing it up. I did that one time. And then I let that shit go, and they kept bringing it up.
Luis, don't drop the weights, Luis. Don't drop the weights.
The whole city was like, Winston A. Marshall is not allowed here.
One person said that. Tavisca
It
said
is Oklahoma. It takes Oklahoma ain't got a lot of people, nigga. One person is a whole city. Like,
and now you're taking shots at OKC. And now you're taking shots. Stop it.
Anyway, I think you have to actually restructure the whole list. You don't just add the 25 at the bottom, for God's sakes. I think you restructure the whole list and make it a full 75. But I will say this. Players are way more brand conscious than ever before, way more about themselves and being presented in a certain way, getting their respect. I think when they did the 50, we've changed so much over the last 25 years. Guys were glad to walk out and be whatever number they were, but here, there's going to be controversy. I mean, imagine LeBron gets the one over Jordan, or Jordan gets the one over LeBron. Those two going to stand next to each other and be okay with it? I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with the animosity between those two guys already.
What animal? Hold on. Here's the thing. Let me ask this honest question.
Yeah.
I don't think Jordan has the animosity, and I'm gonna be honest. You look at it, Jordan is like whatever. I think it's getting to LeBron. I think because everybody's in LeBron's face because everybody's in LeBron's face.
Hold. Maybe I'm lost. What the fuck are we talking about?
Who's the number one of the greatest of the league?
Yeah, greatest ever.
At greatest ever, though, the argument of LeBron and Michael again.
Right, and he was saying if they would have to stay at 1 and 2 next to each other,
right,
and they have to stay at 1 and 2 respectively. Who would they do it? Because I think Mike don't care.
Because 25 years ago, Winston, they marched out all 50 players.
Yep,
all of them came, even while they were playing the game. Like they came out,
and they came out ranked. They came out ranked.
They came out ranked. Yes.
Wow.
And that was so. I think if they do the 75 thing, I really would have hard because everyone pretty much agreed Jordan was one, and no one's going to argue that. But now,
I still want to argue that.
Yeah,
he still won.
I agree.
Whoever puts LeBron there, I'll be like maybe 3.
Well, because they want. I mean, again, LeBron. Like I said, I think LeBron gets pissed because the conversation comes to LeBron. Like people, like ain't nobody trying to bring that conversation to Mike's door. Like ain't nobody telling Mike, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, can we talk to you about LeBron? Get the fuck out of my face. Thank you for your time." That's literally how it goes.
What do they do for like players that passed away when they do that ranking?
They bring out family members.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is great. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't
just
imagine.
do placeholders. They just placeholders. Yeah, he did. We couldn't find nobody from his family. So this is a star for him.
I mean, we could do holograms. We could bring Tupac back.
How long will it mourn me?
I mean, you saw what they did with Vince Lombardi
at
the Super Bowl. That was creepy as fuck.
That was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
That's kind of weird.
They did that years ago with the Vince Lombardi campaign, and it was the father from Growing Pains.
Oh, really?
This time they did some weird kind of. It didn't even look like him or sound like him. It was creepy. Absolutely right, Ben. What were we saying, Winston? Sorry, I cut you off there. What were we saying?
No. I was just thinking about if this happens, then does Vanessa go out? Does
Oh yeah, Vanessa would absolutely go.
Or if Vanessa maybe sent out their oldest daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's I just thought that was I don't know. Or go as a family. I don't know.
Someone was saying Mr. Viju in the chat said they didn't come out ranked. So maybe they didn't come out ranked.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Well, because that's got to be rough to be ranked right in front of everybody. Like,
I guess. Yeah,
you're number 38 player, man.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if they did this? That Kobe was still alive, and he has to literally watch Michael and LeBron come out in front of him. Kobe would have been like, "I unretired right now."
Yeah.
Kobe would have had a whole suit on, right? And Kobe would have been like, "Well, this event has shown me something that I cannot be out this game anymore." Motherfucker have his jersey on.
I'm curious. Would you guys all put LeBron over Kobe right now?
Oh, we want to have this debate?
Just real quick. Real quick. I want to know.
Over Kobe? Over Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put him over.
Yes. I'd have to put him over Kobe.
I put him over. I put LeBron over Kobe. I just can't.
Yeah, it's LeBron, Jordan 1-2, and depending on the day you ask me, it vacillates. Depending on.
I was gonna say
Vaselines. What? Go ahead.
It's not this clear cut decision anymore between LeBron and Michael.
You're right.
Like
exactly.
it's a very debatable topic. It's at the very least, it is very debatable.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I kind of disagree, but okay. I still think Michael's number one.
I'm going MJ 1, LeBron 2, Kobe 3. And the only reason Kobe will never get hired to me because Kobe, if it's not for Michael, Kobe doesn't become who he is anyway.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing. Kobe stayed with the Lakers his whole career.
I don't give a shit about
he
that.
He didn't jump teams like LeBron went to Miami,
to
Cleveland.
Come on now.
That's a bad excuse. But I'll put it to you this way. I think this is the argument
Kobe
here.
Also got Pau Gasol. So let's not say that he because he didn't go anywhere.
He spent a lot of years on bad teams though.
I'll say this. I think it's similar to an argument that sort of gets had. I think it's very this is a smaller divide than I think this other argument. The other argument I would bring up that sometimes people bring up about Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. If you're talking about the actual GOAT, it's not an argument that Tom Brady is the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
But people have multiple times and can point to it that Drew Brees was a better, like we were talking about career stats, all that kind of stuff from top to bottom, was a better quarterback, but Tom Brady is the GOAT. There's no argument about that. I know you're going to walk away. And that's fine. That's fine. I think the same thing is said then about LeBron and Michael. I think that LeBron just full physical power, shooting, all that kind of stuff is better than Michael. Has
Impact
done more
on their
than,
team.
but Michael is the GOAT. There's not, that's the thing. Is that it's not
also,
just about raw talent, it's about the whole fucking thing. And I think that's where the argument ends, is that Breeze isn't touching Brady for that reason. And I think LeBron, he still has a lot to do if he's ever really going to touch Jordan in that regard.
And let's
What
not.
does he have left to do? I'm curious.
I think it's the heart. For me, it's literally the heart. And I say that when you look at it a lot of times. Mike, I understand the difference in the leagues. I always understand that. We understand after watching The Last Dance, hearing Mike say for a little bit, basically, I'm tired of getting the shit beat out of me. And then after that, let's make it happen. We hearing LeBron, man, I'm a foul. Mike was taking it and going. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait a fucking second now. I was alive too, Jay, and there's no way Michael was like, fuck it, just hit me. It's cool. He was crying all the time to the refs. He was crying all the time.
Right. He was doing it.
You can find pictures of him going,
right. Because he was legit getting beat up.
He was getting beat.
You're right. That's fair.
This nigga, Mike had contusions.
Yeah, I know. I watched that. I mean, him lifting, working out, that was the whole change in everything. Just like when Tiger changed golf by working out and lifting weights.
And then he changed drivers and then everything happened.
Okay, all right. Yeah. But God damn it, I lost my point.
I mean, listen, that Dallas series, LeBron's Dallas series will never be forgotten.
Well, that Celtics series,
Celtics series too.
Let it be.
So, what are you talking about the Dallas series? How about the Spurs series?
I just want y'all to know Winston was sitting in the back. As soon as you said that, Winston was like, say Dallas, say Dallas.
Right here he did. The Dallas, bitch. Jersey on. Just looking.
I mean, do you remember inside the NBA how Charles and all those guys were just like disgusted with LeBron? They were like, they said after that game, they will never put him in the same breath as Michael Jordan because Jordan would never have a series like that. And I think what Jay says, Jordan was driven more than I think any other player we ever seen. LeBron never. I mean, he got there at times, but he just didn't have it naturally like Jordan.
He's not Jordan though.
He's not Jordan. Yeah,
but that's why. But that's again.
But that's what makes you better. If you're gonna be better than.
That's why I'm making the comparison between Breeze and Brady. Again, I honestly think that LeBron, as far as full physical talent, his shooting ability, everything that he's physically done, like he can do on the court, he's better than Michael. But the GOAT is Michael. Yeah. And the same, there's plenty of situations where there's somebody is a more powerful or naturally gifted fighter, but they lose to the person that is just that person. It's the same scenario here. No matter what happens at this point, unless LeBron goes flawless for the next 6 years of just winning fucking championships and MVPs, he is a better, just straight up skill set basketball player. But Michael Jordan is the fucking GOAT of basketball, period. He can't touch it at this point. He's kind of missed that boat.
I think it's a great argument to have, right? And Jordan brings up a great point here. That 3-1 comeback was one that saved LeBron's legacy to me. Doing it against a Warriors team that really they had no business.
73-9 team.
But who hit
the greatest team in
Draymond doesn't get the suspension? If Draymond doesn't get the suspension, we have a whole different
conversation. And who hit the big shot to win that series?
Yeah, Kyrie. It was Kyrie Irving. It wasn't LeBron.
It's Kyrie Irving.
But you can't say that because Jordan threw it to Paxson and
one
Kerr.
Shot.
Yeah, Jordan threw it to Paxson and Kerr.
The shot. Jordan's taking that shot from 9%.
No, Jordan.
Really? Did he take the Steve Kerr shot?
Yeah, no.
But come on, man.
You cannot say that when there's literally a fucking famous example.
Okay,
I will say that. No, I'm going to say that. I'm going to agree.
Here's the Hold on. Here's the
Jordan fan.
Jordan drives defenders to him and kicks it to a wide open Steve Kerr.
Right.
So therefore, he's creating that play. Kyrie didn't get the ball off LeBron. He took it down himself with a hand in his face and hit the shot. Yeah. That's the difference.
Yeah. But LeBron got that block, and that was
a huge play.
That's why I think LeBron isn't comparable to Jordan, in my opinion. Yeah. LeBron is Magic Johnson, like Jordan is to Kobe. They're two separate types of players.
I can agree with that.
Right? LeBron is a better Magic.
That discussion, yes.
LeBron is a better Magic, and Kobe is.
I definitely agree with that one. I definitely agree with that.
I do think LeBron will win one-on-one.
Kill you. What's that?
I think LeBron would beat Magic, Kobe, and Jordan in a one-on-one game.
Wow.
Yes, because it's the same thing that I said. Again, I think skill set and athletic ability-wise, he has everyone beat. I don't think that we can argue that. Look at how big he is. Look at what he's still done through the whatever minor injuries he's essentially had through his career. I don't think that that's an argument. But again, we're arguing about who is the GOAT basketball player. And Michael Jordan has it. Again, I know you don't like I keep bringing it up. I look at what some of the things that Breeze did with the ball, unmatched. But his accolades do not meet Tom Brady's when it comes to the number of Super Bowls, the number of winning Super Bowls, what he's made his teams do. Like, Breeze unfortunately never really got over that hump like that, so he can't really be in that same conversation for GOAT.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you there. Is like Brady and Jordan, they elevate everyone around them. I don't know if Breeze quite does that.
He does, but like the problem is that it not enough to get to the promised land, apparently, other than one time. Plus, let's not pretend the Saints weren't fucked multiple times by multiple different situations.
Literally year after year after year.
Bountygate changed everything for the culture of the Saints.
Yep.
They've also had the worst non-call in the history of sports.
Yeah,
Like,
but it was Breeze who threw that interception. So it was like after the non-call, it wasn't the non-call.
But again, I will always say this, your mental was fucked up after that. I will always go.
Yeah. Nothing said he was going to make that field goal, even if they got the call. Mr. Bodger says Kyrie had 40-point games in those finals. It's not about one shot. LeBron has no go-to moves. That's not true. He's not beating Jordan one-on-one. LeBron's the second best of all time.
I will say this. It just took recently. Here's the one thing I will say with this in this argument.
That's crazy to me. LeBron has worked on his game consistently.
And you have to say, because of what you just said, Rocha, for the longest, people kept saying LeBron was not clutch.
Yeah.
For a very long time, people were like, LeBron is not clutch.
He's still not quite clutch.
Yeah.
So let's just keep that, because that is the way.
What did Kyrie do before LeBron went back to Cleveland? He didn't make the fucking playoffs.
The same thing he's doing now.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I'm
don't
sorry,
get me wrong.
The Bulls made the playoffs and won 7 less games without Jordan. No team has made the playoffs after LeBron left them.
Yeah. Kyrie was out here with the keys to the kingdom, couldn't make the playoffs. Then he literally said, "Man, fuck you, big brother Bron. I don't want to play with you no more." And he went over to Boston, and what the fuck he do? Not a goddamn thing. And JT laughs because he goes, "Yeah, that motherfucker did kind of fuck some shit up."
Alienated Cleveland, and he alienated Boston. And who knows? And then we go back to our first conversation at the top of the show. I don't know about this team, and I'm glad they're all coming together. We'll see, but Kyrie is that X factor. I think you said that, Winston. Kyrie's the X factor. You never know which way he's going to go, because when he swings one way, he can take that whole team with him off the cliff.
Ben, I'm not saying LeBron can't, carry a team to the finals. That's not what I was saying. I'm not saying Kyrie,
he did it nine years in a row.
I'm not saying.
Thank God you're not saying that.
Well, I guess what I'm going to say is I'm not saying Kyrie can.
Kyrie you only win 4 of them though.
Kyrie alone cannot do it. Kyrie can't do it on his own. He needs somebody like LeBron, Durant. But at the end of the day.
Well, but Michael needed Scotty and Rodman. Come on, man. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Everybody,
I'm not a superstar. Brady needed Gronk and a whole defense, man. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Everybody loves somebody.
Would you rather have LeBron or Kyrie take the last shot?
I think you could argue. I think you could argue that no one in the history of the NBA has ever dragged as many teams that were. You would look at the roster, go like, these guys aren't that good, to the playoffs, to the finals, the way LeBron did, and that's a huge checkbox in his corner. That's a huge checkbox, and no one could do that the way he did. You look at all the great players, except for Allen, but Allen only did it once. Iverson with his Sixers, he only did that once.
Because they weren't giving that man respect. They was
Jimmy Buckets, bro. Jimmy Buckets dragged Miami's ass.
He's got Tyler Hero, baby.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't you do this.
No.
Tyler Hero ain't made a face since. Because remember that one game when Tyler Hero was like, he ain't made damn face.
That shout out was for Soul, man, because I know she's listening, man. Jimmy Buckets dragged Miami into that fucking finals. They said, we are going to will this through.
Absolutely.
Right, but LeBron did it for year after year, and that's the difference.
I agree.
But also, LeBron did it with all stars. Every team he's done this with, he has done it with.
That's not true. No. Bullshit. I call
He's
both.
gone to
How about when he
finals
was,
without
how about when
All-Star.
he was in the Cavs the first time and
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
the motherfucking
Okay, that's
finals?
I'm talking about the winning. I'm talking about the winning.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the winning. I ain't
sure,
talking
but
about the losing.
nobody. It's
But I would
rare.
argue nobody's winning without other superstars. Give me a
Yeah.
fucking example of a single person out here just in these streets being like,
Yeah.
I did this on my own. Ain't nobody here. It was just me.
True.
I did it
The
alone.
first Spurs win, we were not giving them that much credit because we were just looking at what
one?
Tim Duncan and David Robinson were doing. Let's just be real.
Oh, the 99 team? Yeah.
Yeah, nobody was giving them that much credit. Nobody was giving the Spurs that much credit.
Stars.
I
They
think
were
that
all
It was Tim
stars.
Duncan's
Come
rookie
on.
year. It was Tim Duncan's
Rookie year,
Am I wrong? Was Tim Duncan not an all-star that year?
but it was still his rookie year.
Don't
He was
remember.
still an all-star, which
I mean, Zion was
sure
all star
I'm
the
sure it
second
was.
year. Doesn't mean he's going to final.
but I'm saying no. But they won the finals. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you still need more than one superstar
Oh, for sure.
to win a fucking championship, and that's in any goddamn sport, unless you're playing a solo sport, obviously.
He did. Let's see. If he went. He was drafted in '97. He went to the All-Star game for the first time in 1998. So I don't know.
So he
if
did in that-
that's a
okay, so
rookie
maybe he
year.
did in that first year. Maybe he did in that first year. In which case, I'll shut the fuck up. But was he putting up superstar numbers? Is the closest argument I can come from there.
All right.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, MJ's number one. We all agree. Let's move on.
But it's fun to have the argument.
Yeah, it
especially
is.
because I think
There's
the
an
longer,
argument.
It is.
the longer LeBron stays in the league, the longer there are points to have the debate for. There are more points on
Well,
his
that's-
side to have a debate.
That's
with.
the frustrating part is Jordan has, he left for a couple years, came back, and he definitely retired early. He came back when he shouldn't have came back with the Wizards.
Well,
how-
you blame that on Reinsdorf.
That was
but
horrific.
Imagine if they didn't stop that Bulls dynasty when they did.
Ugh.
What could have been? And it's frustrating because we'll never know.
Yeah, especially because Krause was such a good GM. If you're watching that documentary, and I've watched that thing like 2 or 3 times all the way through, this is so great. You see so many egos clashing instead of coming together to figure this fucking thing out.
Well, the
for
number
next
one is
stage.
you got Jerry Krause getting mad. Nobody's giving him respect.
Yeah.
That's the number one reason that team blows up.
Yep.
Because we all looking at Scotty, Dennis, Michael, the players, Phil, et cetera, et cetera. Jerry Krause is like, I made the moves. Everybody like, yeah, Michael. So how you feel like
Exactly, and that was the problem. Sure, and Jordan was more than happy to be a part of that narrative that it was him, not Krause. Which is a shame.
Also, let's not do this thing right below the super chat. You see someone trying to say Brooklyn will win a real championship, not a fake pit. Let's not do this narrative of a fake fucking championship. They had a full round of motherfucking playoffs.
Yeah.
And fucking did what they did, and everybody had
to
the same
play.
advantage and the same disadvantage. Miss me with that fake championship.
There was no home.
Bullshit.
There was no home court. So everybody was playing.
Not the NCAA where Ohio State got in with 5 games or some shit like that. They had the same amount of games. These are the best players in the world playing each other. You don't like it? There's a man in front of you. Beat him.
And the argument is, you could argue last year was one of the most. The last season, rather, was one of the most difficult times to win a title. There were a lot of they were only they were going to cancel their playoffs after that latest after the George Floyd situation. They were going to cancel. After that gentleman got shot 7 times, they were going to cancel the whole season at that point. So there was a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes on them, and they were able, all the teams, to get through that and get to the championship.
He's still talking shit. Now I got to follow up. What the fuck you mean it was for Kobe? You mean that's what motivated them? Because yes, it probably is what motivated them. But if you're going to make some argument that they literally were like, we're just going to let the Lakers win and it was fake, watch your mouth. Because in that case, what's to say that this ain't a fake motherfucking season this year for your little Nets by putting all these people together and being like, the best narrative here is if the Nets win the thing.
Well, I just want to say, when
bullshit.
y'all go watch Blurs in the Hood tomorrow, I mean, we both love y'all in the city of Brooklyn. And so, like, what this nigga says now is not indicative of tomorrow.
Okay, all right, come on. A says, how about the greatest of their decades? Michael dominated the 90s, LeBron as the 2010s. These GOAT arguments feel kind of redundant. Consider Bill Russell. Oh my God. I feel like the barber.
Here we go with the Bill Russell shit.
Here we always got to bring up Bill Russell.
Here we go with Bill.
Bill Russell was the only black man in the NBA for 20 fucking years. What are you talking about? Come on.
Here's the I'll say that. I think if Jordan played in today's game, he would benefit way more.
Oh,
than if LeBron went back in the 90s, because LeBron would not be getting to the hoop as easy.
Well,
they would have LeBron. They would have LeBron rules.
Yes.
Please put LeBron in the 90s. Please,
But
But
but you need to remember a couple of things. If you're putting LeBron in that era, that means LeBron grew up in the era of getting slapped around, and he is a monster of a person. He is huge, meaning that if he learned from jump, this is how we ball, then he'll fucking train wreck through people.
Yeah,
with
so
his
he learned
giant
from
ass
jump.
frame.
He learned from jump. You jump up and you
True.
go in the hole and somebody does this. Oh, ref, Jesus Christ. That's what you do.
Centers were different than they are now. There barely are centers now.
Aisha, that's perfect.
LeBron didn't be a centers are in the 90s. LeBron would be a center if he played in the 90s.
Yes, he would.
He could. Yeah, he totally could.
He'd be running a 4.40 and jumping 98.
Ben, are you a LeBron apologist? What's happening here?
He hates LeBron. He's a first pick.
Here's my thing. I would love to
Every
see
time I bring
LeBron
up
go up
LeBron,
against.
he's like,
I just want to see LeBron. I would like to see LeBron drive against. Put LeBron against Anthony Mason and Patrick Ewing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Charles Oakley.
The Knicks would have beat the brakes off of LeBron.
They'd have grinded him. But LeBron would have adjusted. I think Winston makes a great point.
That's who the
LeBron had
Knicks beat
grown
the
up in
brakes
that
off
era.
of as well.
You put Jordan
Yeah.
in this kind of the calls that a team. I mean, do you see how many calls
what it
Harden
is?
gets? James Harden gets every call.
That's it.
You put MJ these days, he would score every time.
That's it. But see, here's the
That's a great
thing.
statement.
Yeah, LeBron would be Karl Malone.
But this is what it is. LeBron has the skills of Magic Johnson and the body of Karl Malone.
Yeah.
He would have annihilated people. And again, if he's used to catching an elbow to the mouth since he was like 18, 19, and this is how ball is played, he would have adjusted. So to make the argument he's soft, they play with soft rules. Now, I mean, that's what he was raised on. So like,
I'm not saying he's soft. I'm not saying.
No. Some people like to make that argument. You put him back there, he couldn't handle the physicality.
No, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Oh,
It just
he didn't.
wouldn't be as easy. That's all. I'm saying.
It depends. I mean, how he's built emotionally. If he was built the way he is now, back then, would have been tougher for him for
This
sure. But
nigga would have got fouled talking about some Black Lives Matter. They'd be like, sit your bitch ass down.
we shall see. Anyway, good argument. I appreciate that breaking out in the middle of the show.
Sorry, it had to be said.
No, it's fair. It's a good argument to have.
Yo, I'm just saying, there's a lot. Like, I'm not a Laker fan. Like, I living in the city in that regard, I like enjoy them. But the amount of Laker hater bullshit going on in the chat right now is mind blowing.
The only thing I'll say on the Lakers is that there is not a team in the league that deserved LeBron less than the Lakers.
Yeah.
The minute he got that Sports Illustrated article, people were already comparing him to Kobe.
Yep.
They have shit on everything he's ever done until he landed in LA.
Well,
Like,
yes.
like,
Okay,
This is very
And
true.
yes.
Everybody shitted everything about LeBron. LeBron got to LA. They was like, oh my God, did y'all know he was
oh
the
my God,
greatest player?
LeBron's here to save the city. Like,
Well, not
get
well,
out of here.
but it was both that. But then you remember the disrespect that Kobe even called out, where they were putting up murals of LeBron, and people were like, "There's only one king, and it's not you, bitch," and like fucking crossing it out. And Kobe was like, "Ho, he coming here trying to save the motherfucking city. You better shut your ass up and be grateful." Like,
First of all, just watch Kobe go, oh, and then a long pause. Oh.
He'd probably say it in Italian. Let's see here. What's the next thing? Oh yeah, let's get some NFL. Get like less than half an hour on the show.
Yeah,
Put a bunch of stories on here. But yeah, so Roethlisberger has restructured the contract.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. His Big Ben. He is coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, he does. And going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a lot of people felt after the swoon he was in last season in those last few games, especially that Cleveland playoff game. Lord Almighty, they thought that he was probably done and going to hang it up. But Ben, as he's done over the last 3 years, and I'm the last person to be criticizing somebody for constantly talking about retiring, but like but Ben doing this over the last 3 years, now he's back again, and the Steelers save a little bit of money, and they think they can go and get some of these other players that are hanging around out there to help the Steelers kind of get back into prominence. They need to fix their running game. They need a new center now that Pouncey retired, so they've got a lot, and a couple other receivers they might need to get in camp as well, because Juju Smith-Schuster has not re-signed with them, so there's a lot of concern over here. Jay, I go to you first on this. Well, no, maybe I shouldn't, because you've got bad feelings about Ben. But Winston, let's go to you. What do you feel about?
Great feelings about Ben Roethlisberger.
I don't think anybody here has great feelings.
I don't think anybody on this
question, but I'll answer the question.
Yeah, please.
Look, I think that this is interesting. I hope he's not doing essentially what Drew Brees is doing and holding the franchise hostage because I don't think Roethlisberger has the sauce anymore. He's got enough to get him some games. If the goal is to draft a quarterback of the future and this is let the kid study under him for a year, fine. But stop chasing ghosts is what I would say. With Drew, there was this argument that he wasn't fully healthy and he was playing through it, and that's what it is. But it does kind of feel like it's over. So retire, be done with it. I kind of feel the same with Ben. Ben will do like Drew and can give you some games or learn how to do some short game shit. But then when you come up against a Mahomes or a Brady or somebody that still has the sauce like that, your little tricks aren't going to work. You need to be able to play it 100%. And I just don't think Ben Roethlisberger is that person anymore. Just don't.
Fair. That's fair. All right, let's go to you, Goddard. You know, the Steelers will save about $15 million in immediate cap space, move them closer to the salary cap. This is going to be a lower cap number by utilizing a signing bonus, a minimum base salary, and voidable years. His contract is void after the Super Bowl. So it's taking a $5 million pay cut as well. He's going to receive a $12.9 million signing bonus and a $1.075 million base salary as part of the new contract. So do you think this is a good move for the Steelers to bring him back? Is this delaying the inevitable of a revamp? What do they get out of this other than maybe some positive PR for the fans to get excited for another year of Big Ben?
I don't even know if it'll get the PR the angle down. Honestly, I think the fans Steelers fans love Big Ben despite his many flaws. Sure. But even I feel like Steelers could have been one of those teams to go after Deshaun Watson, maybe trade for Jimmy Garoppolo or something like that. Like they were 11-0 last year before they fell apart. They're not the most win now team, but they're competitive. And Big Ben throwing 2-yard bubble screens, halfway down the field and hoping Juju or John Connor, makes their plays. I don't know. It's such a strange move to me. They must, I'm sure they're working him out. They must see something that, hey, he's still got a little bit left in the tank. But like Winston said, this does feel very Drew Brees to me, where it's like, dude, you're a Hall of Famer. You got your rings. Just ride off into the sunset. Not everybody gets to be Peyton Manning and John Elway. Not everybody gets to ride out on top. But you had a good year. You got knocked out. Just go.
Yeah. Okay. This. I know your feelings about Big Ben. Certainly, a lot of people feel that way about him as well, with those sexual assault accusations over the years as a player, and the rape accusation I think that was out there as well. You look at this with Big Ben, though. This could be more trouble than it's worth bringing him back, because once again your team doesn't move on. But what if he comes back and he is as bad as he was in that Cleveland game? Then you've signed him and you're kind of saddled with him for the rest of the season. And isn't it more pathetic to have Big Ben coming off the bench as a backup than as a starter by the middle of the season?
You just answered your own questions.
Okay,
you literally have just answered your own questions. He should have just taken his L and go. Okay. There's nothing wrong. Again, all the accusations aside for this moment, there's nothing wrong with him saying, I gave it my best. You all got the best out of me. I can go. Right. There was nothing wrong with him doing that, because what happens is now, if Pittsburgh is not even a quarter better than what they were, then both Roethlisberger, the Steelers, Tomlin, all of them look terrible. This falls on everybody. Yeah. And because you're not going to bench him. You're not going to bench him as a starter, because you're going to be like, still Ben. You're probably going to put in your replacement for maybe a game, but overall, you're going to give him a chance to reset and refocus. They should have just let him walk. Now, as far as Pittsburgh trying to go out to get Deshaun, that wasn't going to happen. Deshaun has his mindset of where he wants to go. And pretty much Houston is like, unless you've given us everything you've got, you're not getting him. So Deshaun is going to be stuck in a situation for a year, which is not going to be the best for either or. If you Texans fans, you better hold on for the worst ride of your life this season, because Deshaun Watson going to play just to play. Okay. So now you got a team where it's like, you got a quarterback as your backup. I forgot who dude was, the MAGA dude. Yeah. You got him.
Mason Rudolph?
Rudolph. Yeah.
You got Mason Rudolph. And it's like, can he be the guy to replace? But then is he not? But then you still got Ben. It's like you're basically at a no. You don't have this for sure thing going on at Pittsburgh at the quarterback situation. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a number of players, JT, that are available in the free agency they could go get, like Marlon Mack is out there, possibly Larry Fitzgerald. There's a number of players they can roll with to kind of upgrade in certain places that they need to. And making this move. Does it make any sense?
Let's not forget these guys were 13-0 at one point in the season.
11-0.
11-0. Yeah. So they were undefeated for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I understand. To me, when I heard about the signing, it just showed me they didn't have somebody that come in and take over. They don't have that QB draft. They don't have somebody that on free agent where they feel like they can just go grab and have the same kind of success. I mean, at the end of the day, Ben Roethlisberger has the IQ for the game. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a veteran. There's a lot of things you don't have to worry about with Ben as your quarterback.
Yeah,
I think Tomlin's probably like, damn, do I really want it? Like at this point, if you don't have a quarterback, you're basically rebuilding. Because without a quarterback, the rest kind of falls. Unless you have a top 3 defense that, like, Baltimore back in the day or Tampa who can just carry the whole team. So to me, this is smart until they feel like they actually have some sort of plan. So to me, this is more about the organization not having a plan to replace Ben. If you could keep him and not have to worry about all that other stuff, I think it's a smart move. Plus $5 million and it released some cap space. I don't think they had the money to go after somebody like Deshaun Watson. So
I don't know what their situation was, but I'm saying like they could have gone out and got like maybe not Deshaun, but Jimmy, like if someone like that, like if you don't find anyone in the draft because they don't have a great draft pick, I'm sure they're like in the mid-20s or something.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they got the cap space and stuff like that to sign somebody, but it just feels like a strange move to me.
And also grabbing receivers don't help the situation. You brought up grabbing extra receivers don't help if your quarterback situation is terrible.
It doesn't hurt. I mean, Ben's not horrible. I don't think he's
Rocha, I'm gonna say this out loud. Can you get rid of the My Holy King dude out the chat because he's spamming the shit out the chat? I'm gonna say it out loud.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say it vocally because like he was spamming.
I was looking for some free agents to
and he is literally upsetting everybody else in the chat. So get rid of dude.
Yeah. He's out. He's blocked. Let's go.
Take that.
Even like the fact that is Dak Prescott a restricted free agent or is he unrestricted?
No, watch it. Here come Winston's emotions.
He's franchise tagged. Did
he get the franchise tag?
Nothing says.
Okay,
not yet. What's they're negotiating, but nothing says we don't have a plan. Like the fact that they signed Haskins. Nothing says they don't have a plan to back up because Mason's gone. Mason's not going to return to the Steelers. So Haskins, that's why they picked up Haskins.
Okay.
That's why you were calling him MAGA because of what he said to what's his name to get the helmet upside the head. I forgot about that.
Garrett.
Miles
Garrett.
He dropped 62 inches the other day on Twitter, which is insane. I don't know if you saw that video.
He dropped what?
He jumped 62 inches.
Mason, Miles Garrett?
I heard drop as well.
You said something else entirely, and I was like, what the fuck?
What did he drop on Instagram?
I was like,
first of all, that is the most NSFW statement ever. He dropped 62 inches on this pitch. Like, what?
Call him a Texas. They don't call him a Texas Longhorn for nothing.
What? Oh, my gosh.
But there's the other part of this is this. I agree with you guys mostly is that, like, I don't know if this really helps. And it does feel like they don't have a plan. Let's bring the guy back for one more year. Let's see what we got. And just maybe you can attract some free agents. And this could be like Peyton Manning's last year for Ben Roethlisberger in that, if he does just enough, if we get him a good running back, if we get him a couple of receivers to help and we get a center and the defense is already playing well most of the year last year. So if we got to fill in those pieces, who knows if he game manages us to the title? Who knows?
I'm just concerned because watching those wins that the Steelers took, Roethlisberger looked exhausted.
Yes,
by the start of the third quarter. It's like, how sometimes if you take a little break from working out, like in the middle of a workout, your energy just deflates in that period of time. I think he would go in the locker room at halftime and come back, and he would just look so fucking tired. The rest of the game.
Everything. He was a shitty running back. He had receivers who were dropping balls. He had to do everything himself. That exhausts the hell out of you. That's for sure.
Jay, are you okay? What the fuck's happening?
HBO Max fucked up and leaked the Snyder Cut.
What?
No.
You ain't never lied.
No way.
No.
They say HBO Max when people were clicking on Tom and Jerry. The third click when Snyder Cut came up.
Oh shit!
That's a lie. I'm opening up HBO Max right the fuck now, bro. I ain't never clicked
on Tom and Jerry so fast in my life.
I feel like this is.
If you go play Tom and Jerry,
I feel like this is a lie to get more clicks on Tom and Jerry, bro.
It says, we gotta try.
Hey,
now.
whatever works nowadays, man. I can't blame him.
I'm trying right now. I'm gonna see if Tom and Jerry works.
Nah, this is definitely playing Tom and Jerry. That says Warner Animation Group. I can't believe. I don't think that you're.
No, the homie Ben Meckler put it out there too. Like he said,
it's not. That's not.
Fandom tweeted out. Said
if Ben Meckler tweeted it, then it's probably.
But
isn't that the guy that like tweets fake reviews and gets them published by like Variety and stuff?
But a couple people said I'm seeing a couple things said, but I just want to know if
Fandom tweeted it out from their official account. HBO Max accidentally leaked the Snyder Cut. Several users reported that clicking on Tom and Jerry would instead play the highly anticipated new cut of Justice League. The glitch has been fixed.
So somebody must have seen it.
Yeah, somebody must have seen 2 hours because apparently it was up for 2 hours. So
it's like the Holy Grail is out there.
Oh, let me see if I can find it online. Oh my God, let's see.
Oh my God,
y'all can't wait 2 more weeks.
Yeah, no,
I can't. I'm not gonna watch it.
How about waiting 15 minutes till we finish the show?
Yeah.
We'll look at all of our
Unbelievable. That's crazy. How's that happen?
Because Rocha, we know how this works. You got to let that shit buffer just a little bit before they change that shit, bro. So that's why.
Wow.
Okay, I do have a different thing. I guess there was a scene in Space Jam where LeBron teaches Pepe Le Pew about consent, but never fully animated.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's actually kind of amazing.
I don't know if it was the right place to put it, but now they've just kind of kicked out Le Pew completely. So,
and
this was only a small scene. It wasn't a lot.
Rocha, if you want to share my screen real quick, I just got to show this meme because it's so good.
Can you please retweet that so I can retweet that, bro? That was amazing.
Oh, that is terrible. All right, let's get our last story here. That's Jimmy G. Because we had 10 other stories, but this is all we're going to get to. JT, Jimmy G, there's a lot of reports here that the Patriots are starting to look at Garoppolo again, of course, because he seems to be odd man out with the 49ers. Greg Bedard recently said on his podcast that the 49ers quarterback is plan A for the Patriots, far and away their first choice. The 49ers, of course, have to go and get another quarterback themselves, and already they've been sniffing around, hunting around other free agent quarterbacks because they owe Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is due to make $25 million next year, which is what they would have to pay Garoppolo if he goes to the Patriots, unless they work out some kind of buyout deal and trade and whatever here. But like, do you like this idea to a guy that's been kind of found out a little bit with the 49ers that he can't really lead a team? Remember in that game they had him throw 8 times. It really wasn't that much. So do you trust him going back? Do you think Bill Belichick can redeem this kid?
Come on, Jimmy. Come back home, baby. Belichick knows how to use you. You know the system. I saw you play those games when Brady was suspended. People were like, this is the future. All I'm telling you is this. Belichick knows how to get more out of players than almost any other coach. He knows how to build around players, especially quarterbacks. Bring me Jimmy G. I think he'll become the Jimmy of old. The biggest thing with Cam Newton this year was him trying to get on the same page with the Patriot way and how to use the offense. Right. You don't have to worry about any of that with Jimmy G. He was there for years. He knows everything. A lot of these players are still there that he played with.
No, the Cowboys and Dak.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you.
They reached a deal. They reached a deal.
They haven't announced any terms at all, but they've said a lot of people
reached a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, Winston, are you happy? Are you so happy?
Yes, bitch, I'm so fucking happy. Oh, Lord, I thought I was going to throw this out, nigga. We putting the jersey on, bro. Let's go. Let's go, bitch. Let's go.
Winston was y'all don't know this. Winston was going to have a memorial ceremony for that jersey.
I gotta ask him a question then. I gotta ask you, Winston. You were 100% sold on Dak being the future of the league for the Cowboys.
What do you mean?
So like you want them to sign him to a very big and long contract?
Yes.
Okay. I'm curious. Like watching him in these last couple of years, what convinced you that he's their quarterback in the future?
Exactly how he was playing before that gruesome ass injury. Like literally look at he was on pace to be in talks for MVP last year, and then his leg came out from under him. So, like, what I'm more concerned about, it's never been Dak. I'm worried about this fucking team because Jerry Jones runs it. That's what I'm fucking worried about.
True.
But Dak Prescott handled his fucking. If you notice, even though the team was terrible, Dak was keeping us in fucking games and even winning games. And then he went down and we self-destructed.
I'm sorry. If we had Dak last year, we're obviously in the playoffs and we're gonna beat. We play Tampa with Dak like it's a game. Our offense against their defense,
I'll say this: Dak, what impressed me the most watching him was his mind, the way he saw the game, the way he did his reads. Like he played smart, and I'll take a smart quarterback over skilled quarterback.
Yeah, Jay is so bad.
What happened?
Because he's still stuck with Trubisky. I just saw his face right there. Because the one thing he had on me, is that we didn't have Dak's side, so he was like, "This nigga gonna lose his quarterback. I can't fucking wait. And now I'm fucking happy, and fucking Ben is happy because the nigga is signed. And Jay
there is a strong possibility Chicago is finna give up the farm to get Russell Wilson. Like it is very.
But the rumor is hold on. I know, and the rumor is also true about that in New Orleans. So until the ink is dry.
Look, I will listen, let me tell you something. To any one of the Chicago Bears organization who may be watching this show, I would like to say this as a resident of Chicago with my heart.
Thank you.
And I want to say, I'm happy to be here. But listen, I will sacrifice Winston A. Marshall to get Russell Wilson on the team.
Wow. Put you on the spot there.
Because he's made me feel like shit. I will sacrifice this nigga.
Well, Jordan Freeman said all this noise just to go 8-8. Ouch!
Jordan, I would love to know what team you rep because that looks like Cleveland Browns Brown. And this was the first year y'all were actually relevant. This was the first year y'all were relevant. So please say something to me. What team you rep, son?
Kind of true. That's kind of true.
I'll just say I'll be happy to get Jimmy G. I'll end it there.
Yeah. They said they won't release any details on the contract. Apparently, there's going to be a press conference on Wednesday.
He's about to get paid.
Yeah, he's going to get paid. They leaked it.
But he didn't. Well, the funny thing that's interesting about this, remember, Dak didn't want a long-term contract. He they were trying to offer him all of the money, but they wanted over 7 years, and he's like, "Nah, I want like 4 years. Like, I don't want to necessarily be here for." No, I don't. But that's what I'm curious about because it wasn't necessarily the money that was holding Dak up. For him, was I want a set amount of money, but I want a limited amount of time. What is that? Is that when Brady was?
Cowboys and Prescott have a deal.
No, I get it. Is Brady happy in that? I don't remember.
No, that's when he's crying out of happiness.
That's what I thought. That's what I was asking. I was like, is that a happy tears?
Those are happy tears. Yeah.
I mean, listen, to me, the injury was pretty bad. Hopefully he come back to 100%.
Yeah.
He's a Washington football team fan, so don't listen. You don't even have a quarterback.
At least, you know what, Jordan? I respect it for you knowing. Respect it for you knowing.
Rocha, do you see the report that they're saying Snyder should sell the team?
Yes,
they're recommending.
Bezos is trying to buy the team away from
after
Snyder.
the investigation. Yeah, the investigation said they recommend he sell it.
Really? Oh, shit. Is that breaking right now?
No, that was like yesterday. They did investigation and reports. The reports are that they're going to suggest that Snyder sell the team.
Good. Because the report a couple of days ago was that Snyder had his minions, Daniel Snyder, the diminutive owner of the Washington football team. He's been having his minions go on Facebook and go on Twitter and create these bots that talk about him in a positive way, that he's purchased Facebook ads, they tout his charity activities. All this shit is being out there and using these bots on Twitter and all this. This is what rich people do.
That sounds like somebody's under investigation.
Yeah, he's such a little bitch. I hate him so fucking much, man. I will. As what Winston did, I will do that by 10 the day he sells the team, and we can finally.
No, we don't want to. No.
Yeah, I will show you all my titties.
That's elderly pornography.
You have a third titty.
Yeah, what are you, Krusty the Clown with a superfluous third nipple?
I'm from Mars, bitch. Cobalt Swordman said, "Great panel, you guys. Keep up the good work."
Recall titties over here.
Go, Pat. What do you think? Would you want to move up instead of
it's so rare that a QB comes out of college ready. I don't think Belichick wants to rebuild for 3 years and try to get there. I think he wants to get there next year. I think he wants somebody he can hit the ground running with.
All right,
I think they will draft QB and they'll be behind whoever they pick.
Here's what Haskell's seeing. Cowboys giving Dak Prescott 4 years, $160 million, including $126 million guaranteed.
Damn, man. Good for him.
First 3 years
for him.
That's what he fucking wanted. He wanted that. He wanted that short. He wanted the short leash. He wanted to be able to.
Dope.
Good for him. That's fucking
so dope.
awesome.
But here's the thing about it. That means now you're really, and I say this with a lot of contracts like that always. I've said it weekly. When you get certain contracts like this, depending on the team where you are, you're like, we might not win, but I'm getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're one of those.
Yeah, but I don't think this is a Joe Flacco type deal, though. I don't think this is.
I'm not putting him as that Flacco deal. I mean, yes, I always will say Flacco is the reason he's contract.
Where is Haskell getting that from? Because it's not on ESPN's website. So I don't know.
I mean, a few people in chat are saying it. A few people in chat, like Connor and Jeremy, are also saying it too. But yeah, I'm happy he got paid for sure.
Oh yeah,
like,
Ian
Rappaport,
the
gospel just tweeted it.
Yeah. Oh, and no trade clause and no tag provision to 126. That's good for him. Up to it's 160, but up to 164. So the other incentives in there, he could earn another $4 million in that, dude. Good for Dak. Good for can you imagine? Can you imagine if what those tears were when he was carted off was not because he was in pain, but he was like, I saw the future when my knee went out. I'm gonna make $164 million.
He had the Flash reaching out to him. She's the key. He tear $126 million guaranteed.
Did he tear ACL? What was the injury exactly?
It was something with his ankle.
He tore all of it.
Oh, his ankle. That's right. He broke his ankle, I think.
Yeah, he broke his ankle.
All right.
That's not as bad as it me then.
That's crazy.
So it was no like Alex Smith injury. Which died from
for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd want Alex Smith as our backup. Bring him onto the Cowboys. That guy's a winner.
We don't want him.
That guy's a fucking winner.
Wait, you want two people? I'm going to bring it full circle. It's called a callback. You want two people with no legs, nigga? That's what you want? You just want the all team no legs? That's what
I wouldn't put it in the way you said it. Because I can.
Go ahead and put Ty Woods as our third quarterback, and put Derrick Rose as the fucking field goal holder, and let's just call it a fucking day, bro. Let's go.
I'm about it.
All right, let's see. Crimson 94. We're going to wrap up here. Said listening to you guys talk about the Bulls was the same issue with the '90s Cowboys dynasty, and continues to this day with Jerry Jones wanting credit for the Super Bowl wins that Jimmy Johnson won. Yeah. So
if we keep Jimmy Johnson, we literally win 10 straight. Oh, I swear to God.
Yeah. And thank you, Fillmore Pockets, for your donation. Yeah, absolutely, You guys would have. It's destroyed the NFC East for years. I mean, Bears Switzer won one without even showing up to work, for God's sakes. Anyway, all right, let's get the hell on out of here. Thank you all so much for joining us here live on this episode of Game Time, this raucous episode of Game Time. This is what I anticipated, and I was not disappointed. This was a blast. So thank you all. Thanks for your super chats and your Streamlabs as well. Let's go around the horn here. Ben, let's start with you since you're our guest here today, our fifth here. Where are you at? Where can people find you? What do you got to plug, my man?
Everywhere at the Ben Goddard, y'all. Twitch, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I'll probably be streaming on Twitch later tonight, so come hang out, y'all. Appreciate always being invited. It's always a good time.
Yeah, agreed, Ben. It's always great having you, my man. JT, what do you got?
Yeah, JT Movie Things. Twitter. That's the main place I'm doing my things on stereo once in a while. I jump on there. I do a show with Greg, the Barbarian. I do a little show with William Bibiani. You and I have jumped on and did some sport breaking news. It's been great, filling in for Winston here. And I'm glad to keep coming on.
Yeah, and it's great to have you on, brother, for sure. Winston throwing one more up here. Yeah,
I need y'all to see that. That baby don't even look like me more. Ain't the baby.
Legit. I just blocked. Hey, Winston, I legit just blocked the dude who tagged us in that because he tagged me with one other person in that group. I blocked him. I'm like, yo, if you tag me with that dude, you get blocked instantly.
Well, I'm gonna Vashon out here in these streets. Just handling
if you tag me in anything with this dude, you get blocked.
I'm not a part of that. I'm gonna plug my shit. I am the Swaggy Blurred. You see it right there. Follow me on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, all the socials, all that good stuff. You'll see me tomorrow on Blurreds in the Hood, 2 p.m. Pacific, with this gentleman to my left. Where's my thumb going? There we go.
Right.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You're right.
Technically my right, but left on the screen. Yeah. Right. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, you'll see me there 2 p.m. Pacific. You can see me on SCN, not this week, just because the ladies are doing a full takeover for the week. Well deserved, well earned, ladies. And The last thing, the Inner Geekdom show. We've got a big thing planned for next week because next week the Snyder Cut officially releases as well as Falcon and Winter Soldier. So stay tuned for that. I'll tweet about it later this week. I got to hammer out some details with Christian, but we'll do probably like what Ben, you came on that one time when I did like some news in between since we didn't have anything to review. So we'll probably do that this week. But that's everything.
All right, there you go. Jay Washington, what do you got?
I'm just happy to be here. Y'all already know what the fuck I'm at. Like,
glory to God.
I'm giving honor to God, who's head of my life. Yo, I've learned to be still and be calm. My meditation has been great, and I'm learning to try to keep my mental peace. So, like I said, my Twitter is there, and if you tweet me anything with a certain person, I will block you quickly. I give no fucks. Petty. I'm petty. That's why. Blurts tomorrow, 2 p.m. Y'all already know what it is.
There it is. You know, the second vision put his hand on his chest, right his rib. I was like, I know where you're going. I know what you're doing.
I mean, that's a
player move.
That's all it takes.
That's a player move, dog. That's a player move. And you got abs like that, man.
Would this have gone viral if it wasn't for quarantine horniness? That's what I want to know. Would this have gone that viral if people hadn't been locked up for a year?
It's a great point. Well, again, thanks for joining us, everybody. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at The Rocha Says. You can see there on the screen. Please subscribe to the channel down below. We just crossed 16,200, barreling to 16,300. Little outlet that could. That's what we are. So would love for y'all to come aboard and see all the stuff we're doing. If you're catching up on WandaVision, the Geek Buddies WandaVision spoiler reviews are out there with Emma Fife for you to enjoy us hanging out, breaking it all down. Last one was 3 hours. So, we did our full review of that thing. So if you want to get involved with that, that'd be great. All right. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Practice social distancing, wear your masks, and come back and join us next week for another live episode of Game Time. Peace.
Congrats, Dad.